Gatorade Flow. All the flavor with a smooth finish.
No. Wait, what? DirecTV gives you more for your thing. Your quitting cable and never looking back thing. DirecTV is rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable. Switch to DirecTV and now get a $100 reward card. More for your thing. That's our thing. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
The LeBron legend is growing. James, 2 seconds, 1 second for the win. LeBron James delivers.
James has 45. Truly remarkable performance once again.
Does anything ever surprise you with LeBron James?
Just 3 seconds to go. Throws up the floater. Good night, Cleveland. That is for you.
James. Oh, impossible angle. LeBron James can do no wrong.
Rozier blocked by James.
How many times have we seen this movie?
Steps, tries it again. Puts it in as the shot clock expires. James now drives, fouled, shots good, and won. 46 points.
This is just one of the game's greatest players of all time.
Well, LeBron James has been pretty darn good this postseason, I would say. 15 years into the league, mind you. How about the most 40-point games in a single postseason? It's a pretty darn good list. A Hall of Fame list, an all-time list. He's been pretty good in Game 7s as well, as good as anybody. We look at some notables. 2008 semis against the Celtics, where he put up 45 in a loss. The 2013 NBA Finals as well against the Spurs. 27 points, 12 rebounds. That was in a win. How about in 2016, the NBA Finals against the Warriors? 27 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. That's a win. 2018, Pacers, only 45 points in a win. So we've seen a lot of success from LeBron across the way in Game 7s. But I have to, because we haven't talked about it, go back to Game 6. Because there is so much rhetoric around LeBron every single day of his life about whether or not he's the greatest coach of all time. That's all people want to talk about. Whether people put him ahead of Michael Jordan or not, isn't that the kind of performance you want to stamp next to a guy you're calling a legend in the game?
I would hope so. I mean, that's first of all, after 15 seasons, I hope the people in Ohio who have had a chance to see him for the majority of his career really appreciate what this guy has given them as far as the effort, the minutes that he's played, the body being sacrificed. I mean, he has been simply superb for them in carrying them now. Could be 4th time in a row back to the NBA Finals in Cleveland, 8th time overall. This is a special person.
Listen, LeBron James is special. This is not only a special person, this is a special player putting on special performances in these playoffs. This is the best playoff run I've seen since Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Now, whether you think LeBron James is better than MJ, I don't know.
Nobody threw his middle name in there.
Yeah. Whether you think LeBron is better than Mike, listen, that's for everybody. That's for somebody else to decide. LeBron James' book isn't done being written yet. So instead of constantly saying what he isn't for the LeBron James hater, oh, he's not better than Michael Jordan. Right now, let's enjoy the performance that he's putting on now. And let's call it what it is. In his 15th season, this guy isn't resting on his laurels. He has gotten better. This is the best offensive version I've seen of LeBron James. We asked him to become a better three-point shooter, a better mid-range shooter, develop a post game. He has developed all of that, and now he is flat-out unguardable. Ask the Indiana Pacers, ask the Toronto Raptors, and now you can ask the Boston Celtics. There is nothing that this guy can't do on the basketball court, as you can tell by his 5 threes that he hit last game where he was absolutely on fire when the Cavs needed him to be. A lot of people hate on LeBron, but I think it's simply because they don't like the fact that he is catching up to Michael Jordan.
Coach, if you're sitting there, you're Brad Stevens. Are you looking at what happened in Game 6 and almost saying your game plan is, you know what, LeBron's going to be LeBron. We know he's going to put up 40, 45 points, but we have to key in on stopping or limiting the rest as much as possible because there's no way to stop what LeBron is doing currently.
Well, if you want to experiment, the time to experiment is Game 6, when you're going back to Cleveland's building. So if there's something in your mind you were thinking about, maybe we could do this against LeBron, do it in Game 6 because your chances of winning there weren't as good as they are here at home in your own building. Now I think Brad Stevens has to go back to the defense that he feels has been the most successful defense against LeBron James, understanding we're either taking everybody else out of the game and shutting them down And if they do that, I'm not sure LeBron can get 80 tonight against them.
Coach, I think you have to do the exact opposite. LeBron James has proven in these playoffs he can beat you by himself. He can go for 40 and get 15 assists. Ask the Toronto Raptors. He can have these huge type of numbers. But on the road, the Cleveland Cavaliers role players haven't proven that they can hit big shots. Game 1, they were 4 for 26 from 3. In this playoff series, I think on the road, they shoot like 25% from the three-point line. So if I'm Brad Stevens, I'm doubling LeBron James early and often. I'm not allowing him to post up. Sometimes I'm going to throw him off and just run and jump at half court. I want the ball out of LeBron James' hands. If Tristan Thompson, J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver, and the rest of those other guys beat me, I can sleep at night knowing, you know what, their role players beat me, they were better than me. But if LeBron James, an all-time great, rocks me to sleep with an all-time great performance, I can't live with that. The guy has 7 40-point performances in these playoffs. I'm not going to give him a chance to get 8.
Hey, Case, if you would have let me finish my sentence, that's what I was going to say.
Well, Coach, Coach,
he just cut me off right in the middle of my sentence.
Coach. He does it.
I'll apologize. I'm sorry, Coach. I'll never apologize to you, Case.
I'm never asking you a question ever again.
Have to.
Don't forget, in Game 5, that starting backcourt, 0 points in the first half, to your point. George Hill then came back and had 20. That's going to be a big factor. Clearly, and I joked about this the other night with the guys, everyone's on the brink. I was chatting with Jason Lloyd, who was on the show. All the writers know there are hundreds of stories are going to start when LeBron loses. We've got a million hours. You think we talked a lot about triple-doubles last year? Wait until LeBron loses this game. Does he consider that? I mean, how does he eliminate that? And how amazed are you that he seems to be able to somehow compartmentalize and eliminate all the questions that follow if he loses this game, Coach?
I don't think right now he has any thought about worrying about any of that type of thing. I think he's so focused in on what he has to do. And, you know, his mind is going where he's trying to figure out how's Boston going to come out, what are they going to do to me early on. He'll watch to see if they come in double, like Brendan suggested they do, to get the ball out of his hand. As Brendan said a while ago, he's a much more LeBron James offensively than we've seen in the past. That's because he understands I don't have Kyrie to get me 30 on a given night. So I have to produce more offense myself, take that many more shots, and then get the other people involved at the same time.
It'll be interesting to see how Boston responds at home. We know that Marcus Smart and Marcus Morris have both played like different Marcuses when they have been at home. We'll see whether or not that continues. Polo.
Mix and match the flame grilled Whopper with crispy chicken or spicy crispy chicken. The 2 for $6 mix or match deal. Only at Burger King.
And the battery's dead. Again.
Uh-oh. You need a new phone. And you deserve it on the best network. Verizon. Plus, right now you can get a great deal. Oh, we're going? Sure. Not my thing.
Today's the day. Get up to 50% off our best phones, like the Samsung Galaxy S9 and Google Pixel 2. Plus, get the best unlimited starting at $40 per line for 4 lines. Because unlimited is only as good as the network it's on.
Thanks for coming all this way to get me.
No worries. Do you have everything?
Yeah, I think so.
Treating others like we'd like to be treated.
Let's get you checked in.
Has always been our guiding principle.
I wasn't going very far. I was in a hurry. It's too uncomfortable.
Sometimes I just forget.
If you like copper fit before, you're going to love the new Pro.
Introducing the next generation in copper fit compression garments, Copper Fit Pro.
I think the Copper Fit Pro is for everybody. They will love this product.
With Copper Fit Pro, my mobility has improved tremendously. I'm quicker on the court.
High-performance copper-infused compression, woven with targeted kinesiology technology to aid in faster recovery and performance and guaranteed relief of muscle aches and pains.
What I discovered immediately, the aches and pains diminished. The Copper Fit Pro is amazing.
Call 1-800-515-4561 or on the web at copperfitpro.com. Get your elbow or knee sleeve for only $19.99. Order right now and your shipping is free.
Doesn't matter what you do. Just take it to the next level with CopperFit Pro.
Feel the power of CopperFit compression. Live limitless.
Paul Pierce in the building. We know where his rooting interests are, kind of like Haywood here on set with his colors that he's wearing. It makes us also harken back to 10 years ago. LeBron against Paul Pierce in an epic duel. Maybe not necessarily, Coach, because I know you're sitting here to my left, Neek and Bird, but nonetheless, LeBron and his way home, the Celtics on their way forward. What will happen tonight? Highest scoring outputs in Game 7s. Go back to 2018, this year, in the first round, 45 to put away Oladipo and the Pacers. 45 going back 10 years ago. We go back a little bit sooner than that. Here's Game 6.
LeBron James and the Cavs trying to keep their season alive. Rozier blocked by James.
Get that shot out of here.
Does that ever come into your mind that, wow, this is a different type of animal that I'm coaching against?
Does that ever come into our minds? Like, yeah, every time we watch, every time you're standing out there, every time you watch him on film, I mean, best player in the game.
LeBron James playing with a sense of urgency.
We had to play Bron as being mental we had to. So, I mean, he delivered. He was up for the challenge. Guys really chipped in and helped, in the absence of Kevin.
Jason Tatum, Kevin Love banging heads. Love went back to the locker room. He will not return. He is done for Game 6. Green gets free inside, and the foul. James open three. It's good. What a turnaround here in the second quarter.
One basket led to another for him, man. When they went up, they just never looked back. It was tough, but second quarter definitely killed us.
LeBron brought us home because he was, big shots, playing through, being tired and fatigued.
First of all, my teammates and my coaching staff have, given me the reins to take the shot or make the play late in games.
James drives, steps back, puts up a three. Bang! Steps, tries it again. Puts it in as the shot clock expires.
I haven't always done it in my whole career, but I've never been shy away from it. And it's not about one individual and how much one individual can do. In order to win championships, and in order to win, you have to have a full team.
I can't wait to see what he does in Game 7.
No excuses. Game 7 to go to the NBA Finals. We got to be ready.
We are ready, and who better to get us there? Look at that. Look at that smile. Give it to me. There he is. Players only, baby. DZ, 3D has been out there.
Players only, baby.
This series on both sides for us. So let me start with the big change for the Cavaliers, and we saw this obviously early in the game in Game 6, 3D, and that is the fact that we've got no Kevin Love. Give us a sense of how Ty Lue sees the difference offensively and defensively without Love on the floor.
Well, look at it, Love by two, meaning Jeff Green and Larry Nance Jr. Jeff Green will start the ball game. Ty Lue did tell me that. And he also mentioned that he thought about starting Larry Nance Jr. because of his activity, his athletic ability, and being able to run the floor. And obviously in the pick and roll action, every screen he sets, he will definitely roll to the basket versus Jeff Green sets a screen, they may switch, he may jump a step back for a three-point shot. Yep. So look for Jeff Green to start the ball game and then follow the flow of the game for Ty Lue with Nance.
Hey, Dennis, it's Mike Fratello. How important is Nance going to be without Kevin Love? And you mentioned, starting Jeff Green. But last game, 21 minutes for the youngster. He had 4 offensive rebounds, shot 5 for 5 from the floor, gave them huge minutes back in Cleveland.
Yeah, Coach, and you love players like that when you can put a guy on the floor and not call a play for him, and he gets you offensive rebounds and easy putbacks. So those type of players, Ty Lue saying right now in Game 7, those are the best guys to have because you need activity, you need energy, and he's going to bring that tonight.
3D, Brendan Haywood here. George Hill last game, excellent, really looked a lot more aggressive. It's been a shop of horrors for him on the road, though. What does George Hill have to do to bring that Cleveland-type performance with him to Boston in this Game 7?
It's going to sound pretty easy, B. Wood, but talking to G. Hill this morning, he says, man, I need to get out of my own head. When we talk about home versus road, you can use that quote-unquote excuse with a young team. But you talk about G. Hill and Kyle Korver and J.R. Smith, these guys are veterans. These guys have been around a long time, so how can you use that against them? So George Hill said specifically, go out, play aggressive basketball, play my game, and get out of my own head.
DZ, I want to ask you, because we talked about it earlier, and I know you've talked to him during this series. Al Horford has been, look, Big Al's been huge during this postseason. They're not here without him, but he had the roughest game by far for him in this run in game number 6. How imperative is he, and what does he need to do for them to win here in game 7?
Casey, you hit it right on the head. So much talk has been about Brown and Tatum and Scary Terry and Marcus Morris talking about shutting down LeBron. All that's great. But I'm talking to Al Horford the other day in Cleveland. Al wants to win this game so bad, but he's so mild-mannered. He goes with the flow. Let's remind people, LeBron James was in Al Horford's way when the Hawks won 60 wins a few years ago. So LeBron's always been in Al Horford's way. So there is a lot of pressure on Al Horford tonight, a lot of pressure on his shoulders as being the leader of this young ball club to get a huge win here in Game 7.
Hey, Dennis, listen to these numbers. 41-3, 41-22, 55-20. Those are all the differentials in the backcourts. Boston's guards versus the Cleveland guards. What can these Cavs guards do because they're getting killed by the backcourt of Boston?
Well, Coach, it's about their competitive spirit in the first, say, 5 or 6 minutes of the ball game. To your point, Terry Rozier and guys of that nature get off to a fast start at home versus on the road. So tonight, like we were saying earlier, and to B. Wood's question, George Hill has to go at Terry Rozier early in this ball game. The Cavs as a whole have to get off to a fast start. So, Coach, I'm coming back to you with this one. How do you play LeBron James tonight? Because you're going to probably have to play him 45 minutes. How does Ty Lue manage those timeouts to get him extra rest, knowing you need the best player on the floor as much as possible?
Go back to the last game, and I'll answer it this way. Ty Lue used up one of his timeouts that he didn't have to last game just to get LeBron James a rest, knowing that that was more important, having him able to finish the game out strong down the stretch than letting that timeout pass by. That's how important he thinks the rest is for LeBron.
See, DZ, you love the sideline, but you're asking coaches questions so much you just can't help yourself.
I can't help myself. When Azar's in studio, and I know we watch the game so closely, and everyone, and in case it's your fault, because you already said it, if LeBron loses tonight, everyone's going to be asked, this is LeBron's last game in the Garden.
I'm the only one who's saying that? What? Come on.
DZ, well, you're the only one I heard in the last 5 minutes.
Oh, okay, fair enough. ShootersParadise3D.com. Get your merchandise. DZ, be good.
All right, guys.
See, look at the supporting cast. Game number 6. The other guys. George Hill. To me, of the three, and I want to start with something that Coach just talked about with DZ, Brennan. Look, no points from that duo of he and J.R. Smith in the first half of Game 5. They were done by the time they could do anything. He had 20, was a huge factor. How important is George Hill in this game if they're going to win Game 7?
George Hill is very important, especially with Kevin Love out. He has the ball in his hands, probably the second most now besides LeBron James. He has to be aggressive. And that doesn't mean come down every time and try to make something happen. But when the ball is kicked to you, don't just hot potato it back to LeBron James. George Hill has been an excellent player in this league for a very long time. Have confidence in your ability and your skills. Get out of your own head like George Hill said he needs to. And get downhill. Cause a problem. Get in the lane. Just getting in the lane, whether sometimes, even if you miss the shot, that means Tristan Thompson is open for something on the glass. So I think George Hill has to be aggressive, and he's the guy that I'm looking for.
Go ahead, Coach.
One thing to mention also, he's been a 40% three-point shooter.
Yes.
When they move the ball and move the bodies, he gets those couple spot-ups a game where he can knock it down. When they hold the ball and pound it, he doesn't get those opportunities because then Boston locks in on him. You're taking a 40-41% three-point shooter out of the game. You've got to move the ball, move bodies.
All right, we'll move, come back on the other side and get into more of the Game 7s because that's right, not one, there's 2 for the first time since '79. Thanks to Clay.
This isn't an audition or the road trip you took to the coast. And it's far from those weekend camping trips. It's nothing like a district track meet, bagging groceries at the corner store, or crashing a party with your friends. Out here, it's not where the seat takes you. but who it makes you. Start your journey at Navy.com.
We're live from the Penny Parade, and here comes Shaq, making big and tall even bigger.
Bigger, taller, and better than ever. Finally a shirt I can flex in.
Sweet. Man, these guys look awesome.
I like big pockets and I cannot lie.
With you there, big man. Let's work.
Win big or go home, baby. Go big at JCPenney. Style and value for all.
Shop now, in-store and jcp.com.
When you're America's best value, you don't need a whole lot of hoopla. What you need is a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty and an IIHS Top Safety Pick Award.
And we're going to need a whole lot of hamburgers because look at this grill.
Amateur.
During Kia's America's Best Value Summer Event, get 0% APR for 66 months plus $1,500 on select Sorrento and Optima models.
This is a story about mail and packages. And it's also a story about people. People who rely on us every day to deliver their dreams. They're handing us more than mail. They're handing us their business. And while we make more e-commerce deliveries to homes than anyone else in the country, we never forget that your business is our business. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.
YouTube TV, cable-free live TV is here. Try it free.
The Starters has you covered throughout the playoffs. Watch as they cover each series as only the Starters can.
They could have taken one of these games. That was an unbelievable performance in probably the biggest game of his career.
The Starters, brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on NBA TV.
As I mentioned, for the first time since '79, we have 2 Game 7s, and because of their great season, the Houston Rockets once again are headed home. We are very pleased to welcome in here for a couple minutes the head coach of the Houston Rockets, Mike D'Antoni. Coach, obviously the big question looms as far as CP3 is concerned. How is that injury progressing in the rehab of it?
Well, I think it's going good. I think he's listed as questionable, and he'll get I'm sure the team doctors will check him out tomorrow morning and see how far he's gotten and see what the possibilities are.
Will you take it all the way till game time before making a decision?
I'm not going to make that decision. That'll be the doctors, and maybe, but we're not going to be coy with it. As soon as we know, we'll say it, but we might not know until afternoon, see how it goes, but or he tests it out. So we'll have to. That's kind of play it by ear right now.
Your guys have done a terrific job, Coach, stepping up with the additional minutes as they have all year, that supporting cast. P.J. Tucker, Eric Gordon, Trevor Ariza. A lot of minutes. Will the rotation be extended at all heading into a Game 7 or pretty much as is now, the way it was in Game 6?
Well, you kind of got to look at it. You realize that, Golden State's Big Four plays more minutes than our guys. So I don't know where it's kind of a misconception that we're only playing 7, but I can divide up the 7th player within 3 players, and they say, "Oh, you got a big rotation," but the same guys are going to play the same minutes. So, not quite accurate about the minutes. Their load is below 40 minutes, most of them, and Trevor's trying to mirror Durant. So if Durant plays 41, Trevor's going to play about that. So we're trying to cut it down as much as we can, but we also have to have production, so we'll have to play it by ear.
Coach, obviously 21 turnovers, more than you would like. A lot now on James without CP3 there as a floor general.
Back off of it, got high hands, so they're doing their part. We just have to make a little bit better decisions, take care of the ball. But that's a big key. The transition, when we turn it over like that, then that means they get out in the transition. It's a double whammy. So if we can take care of the ball, we'll have a good chance to win.
Best of luck in Game 7. Thanks so much for a couple minutes, Coach. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So Mike talked about the rotation, said maybe it's a little bit overdone, overplayed, that he shortens the rotation because he says his guys are playing the same minutes as the big four of the Warriors, except those guys may be more used to it than P.J. Tucker is at this point, playing 40-plus minutes. So, Brendan, you tell me, is this a big deal or not a big deal when you look at the Rockets heading into Game 7?
It is a big deal because when you have someone like P.J. Tucker and Trevor Ariza, when those guys play 40 minutes, it's a lot different than somebody that's been used to playing 35-plus minutes all year long. I think I harken back to my career. I normally played under 30 minutes. On the couple of occasions that I played over 30 minutes or 35, 36, 37 minutes, I felt it the next day. I was so much tired. Just that 5 to 6 minutes extra on the court meant so much to my body. And so, yeah, it can wear guys down. The thin bench does mean a lot more to the Rockets, especially with CP3 being out. Some of these guys aren't used to playing heavy minutes. I think that's also why their turnovers were so high, 21 turnovers. Some of that was probably due to fatigue.
You know, Coach, when you look at what happened, whether it's because they were tired or not, there were mistakes, and you can't do that with the defending champs. They're champs for a reason, took advantage of each and every one.
They do, and you can't be careless with the basketball. You can't wind up turning it over unnecessarily. We've got a few examples for you that we can watch. In particular, coming down on offense, Houston with the ball. Look, Gerald Green's not looking. The ball's in the air. It winds up hitting him. Here they come. Now watch the first mistake. 2 defenders run to the basketball instead of communicating. Now, as he passes out of the double team, we'll see the 3rd defender shade over towards where Durant is. Nobody on the other side because 2 guys are playing the man cutting down low. Look how far back behind the three-point line Curry launches that one from. Watch Durant block the shot. He takes the ball, leads the fast break. Look at what happens with the other Houston defenders. They are not seeing the ball. Durant realizes that. What's he saying, P.J. Tucker, right here?
Help! Somebody help me!
He knows his teammates are watching. Durant takes it all the way to the basket. Watch Green direct traffic here. He'll tell his teammate, you go get the ball. I'm going to back off him. Guard him. Go get him. Well, Nick Young goes over there, but he flops again. He rotates out, blocks a Draymond, leads the fast break, and he knows that the guy who picked up the ball and gave it to him happened to be Klay Thompson. Again, look how far behind the three-point line he is. Notice how Thompson wind up 3 feet behind the three-point line. It makes it that much harder for the defender to rotate out and challenge their shots.
One thing, and I saw you talking about this last night. I watched the show, and I agree with you. That's great about the Warriors when they see somebody hot. Doesn't matter who it is, they will all make sure that guy gets a run and gets the ball, and that's what happened with Klay Thompson.
That's exactly what happened, and especially in the third quarter. Klay got red hot. All of his teammates were looking for him in transition. You could see they were trying to find where's Klay Thompson. Other guys like Jordan Bell and those guys were trying to set screens. Where can we set a screen for Klay Thompson? It's all about getting Klay Thompson open. Golden State is excellent at that. Understanding who the hot man is and doing everything they can to make sure the ball continues to get in his hand. That's why when guys in Golden State get hot, they tend to get red hot because they get easier shots because their teammates are constantly setting screens, getting them open through pin downs, and also trying to find the ball, make sure the ball finds them.
All right, now Brendan and I have Coach here today, but for all of March, we had Candace Parker.
Candace!
The Sparks in action against the Mercury. We'll get to that when we come back.
Hope they won.
Welcome to Open Court Pioneers. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, what was their impact?
They were teachers and inspired all of us as younger players to want to play like that.
We were pretty good, too. The great players back in the day would still be able to play.
There's always been these stars that have picked up the baton.
What is the next evolution for this game?
Don't miss Open Court, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, only on NBA TV.
Big plays, baby, big plays. That's it. Now we're in. MVP, baby, MVP.
Is that Mike?
Yeah, he lost his wallet or something. He's on his way.
Classic Mike.
Catch all the action at Buffalo Wild Wings.
First, you dreamed up the career. Then you put yourself through school. Got the degree. You've given it your all to reach the goals you set. Don't let student debt hold you back. Refinancing student loans with SoFi can save thousands. So you can get where you've always been headed sooner. See how much you can save with SoFi, the leader in student loan refinancing.
Finding the right cutting tool for the right job is tough, but finding one that cuts the tough stuff is impossible. Not anymore. Introducing Multi-Cut, the 3-in-1 tool that's a precision slicer, wire cutter, and utility knife all in one. The secret is the mechanical action of its offset pivot point power blade that creates superior torque and leverage for incredibly easy operation. Cut a steel cable in a snap, slice a garden hose just like that, and cut PVC pipe in nothing flat. Multi-Cut has a titanium-coated wire cutter for wire in a range of gauges and sizes. Slide the adjustable base, and now it's a utility knife. Extra blades store in the handle, and the blade locks to store safely. And right now, it's yours for just $29.99. Order now, and you can get a second Multi-Cut. Just pay a separate fee. We'll even ship it to you free. Get 2 Multi-Cut cutting tools, all for one low price. Call now.
To order Multi-Cut for $29.99 plus processing and handling, call 1-800-710-6481 or order online at buymulticut.com. Call or log on now.
Larry Magic, what was their impact?
They were teachers. It inspired all of us.
We were pretty good, too.
What is the next evolution for this game?
Don't miss Open Court, Wednesday, May 30th at 9 p.m. Eastern, only on NBA TV.
The Mercury and the Sparks. There's our girl, Candace Parker, making her season debut. Early from outside. The three is good. Brendan, you going to break down the shot or no?
Hey, listen, man, Candace got this, all right?
Oh, it's going to be nice because we're not going to talk any crap to her anymore?
Nah, man, that was only...
Brittany Griner, 17 in the game. Santos up by 6. Nneka Gumake inside and okay. 18 in the game. Lead was 4. More from Candace. Finds Kathy Poindexter. The layup. And that's Poindexter, I guess. Parker inside on the break. She had 10 in her season debut. Sparks take it by 8. Don't forget that coming up tonight on NBA TV, it's the Storm and Bill Lambier's Aces. Coming up at 8:30 Eastern Time. And, of course, we'll have you up the pressers and all of that. Will it be LeBron moving on or going home? We're coming back with our predictions next.
Get a Little Caesars large hot and ready classic for just $5.
Pizza.
When it's your job to protect the world's greatest nation, it's your responsibility to solve the world's greatest challenges. This is why we search for the best and brightest, why we train for every eventuality, on land and water, in the air, space, and even cyberspace. We operate in a complex world with one simple mission: win.
Don't juggle your home life and work life without it. Don't skip that office meeting for a board meeting without it. Don't keep it real. Keep it going, or simply keep it in the family without it. And don't turn that business trip into an overdue family trip without it. The more you live between life and business, the more you need someone at your back. The powerful backing of American Express. Don't live life without it.
Treating others like we'd like to be treated has always been our guiding principle.
This is a story about mail and packages. And it's also a story about people. People who rely on us every day to deliver their dreams. They're handing us more than mail. They're handing us their business. And while we make more e-commerce deliveries to homes than anyone else in the country, we never forget that your business is our business. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.
Leaning Together is about what we as men can do to help make our world more equal for women and girls.
All right, here we go.
We need to mentor, hire, and promote women at work.
This is what we're supposed to do. You know, anybody in my position should do that.
And we need to be true partners at home.
In order for our home to be the best it can, we have to do our share.
Now more than ever, it's important to support the women in our lives. Everyone benefits when we do. To learn more, go to leanintogether.org.
We've been leading up to this now for an entire season.
Live from the finals. Good to have you with us. What's your takeaway from this?
To take care of the basketball.
Instant analysis.
They're not moving the ball. They're not setting up.
Open the court for him.
What do you tell your team about the opportunity at hand?
Just hang in there and just play your game.
We got to take it one game at a time.
Bound to get scrappy eventually.
I want to bring a championship to the city.
Be a champion and the finals MVP is what you dream about as a kid.
Catch all the finals action starting May 30th on NBA TV.
Who will be in the finals? If it's going to be the Celtics with wins at home that we've seen in this postseason, probably you're going to see this guy be a big factor. 50-50 balls and then some with Marcus Smart. Meanwhile, Kyle Korver, how at this age is he running around getting off screens the way he has? We'll see how he does tonight. With that, we're short on time, so let's go around the horn quick. Go ahead, Brendan. I just see the colors.
Well,
so
listen, man, you see the color of the Blazers, so you already know who I'm rolling with. I'm not betting against LeBron James. Rolling with the King James, big-time performance, gets it done in Game 7.
Cavs had five players that all were at the finals together. That's LeBron, JR, Thompson. Korver was with him when they lost, and no love tonight. Those guys, the experience, haven't been there before, understanding the big game. I think they like 10-1 better than 11-0 for the Celtics. They want to put that loss on them tonight.
Well, even as a New York Giants fan, seeing 18-1 with the Patriots, knowing anything could happen, I'm staying. I had Celtics before the series. Hi, GA. I got them after the series. They're going to win at home. I believe in them. Let me ask you this. If the Celtics are not going to win, what's the biggest thing Boston must do to prove you wrong?
The biggest thing they're going to have to do to prove me wrong is Jaylen Brown's going to have to get off to a fast start. We talked about it. When he gets off to fast starts, Boston normally gets off to a fast start. He's important. When he starts slow, the team starts slow.
Coach, biggest thing for Boston if they're going to win?
I think that backcourt domination once again. It's been the only time Cleveland backcourt won it. It was 25-24. They won it by 1 point.
It's Game 7. Everything is on the line. We will see you after the game with stories and drama aplenty. Either way it goes. Enjoy the action.
Me and Coach got the Hey, Coach, if you picked against LeBron, you wouldn't be able to go back home.
I know, but I wasn't picking against him.
This is NBA Action.
Eastern Conference Finals. I've been working for this all year, so excited about this challenge.
It has come down to Boston and Cleveland as the last two squads still standing in the East.
Celtics and Cavaliers playing for the right to go to the NBA Finals.
School may be out, but the draft class of 2018 is definitely in session at the NBA Combine.
It's a process that you've been dreaming about your whole life, and you've seen it on TV. Just to be able to be here and experience it.
A lot of the times for me, I just try to lead by example.
Come on, you're good. Come on. Let's go, fellas, let's go.
And Al Horford is embracing his role as a veteran leader of one of the NBA's most dynamic young teams.
When I see something on the court, I'll talk to them, I'll tell them about it.
Hey, good defense, good defense.
We tip things off this week in the East with a classic confrontation between the up-and-coming Boston Celtics and the three-time defending conference champion Cleveland Cavaliers. So let's leap into the action with a trip to the 2018 NBA Finals at stake.
Welcome to a chilly Sunday afternoon in Boston. Celtics and Cavaliers playing for the right to go to the NBA Finals.
Game 1. Eastern Conference Finals. Been working for this all year, so excited about this challenge.
The Celtics continue to shock the world with the collection of young talent that they have. A lot of guys that are multifaceted and have loads of heart.
LeBron's probably having the best postseason he's ever had. This is LeBron's conference, and I'm not going to pick anybody to beat the Cavs, but this is going to be a tight series.
Let's attack. Here we go.
Brown the crossover, Brown the drive, and the finish.
Right now, let's make sure we're doing every little thing. Every little thing. Here we go.
A first half in which the Celtics dominate both sides of the floor.
The Cavaliers are trailing by 28 points.
We're doing a lot of good things. Stay in our system. Keep attacking appropriately.
Harper gets up and in.
Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. It's all Celtics, start to finish.
Good win for us. Felt like we set the tone defensively and protected home court. That's what you got to do in the playoffs.
LeBron James likes to say his success is nothing more than a product of the work he puts in. So he got to the Garden early, put in some work.
LeBron James got to take the bull by the horns. Look to be aggressive early. Shot clock winding down. James falling away, a three.
He nails it.
LeBron James rains down a storm on the Celtics in the first quarter. He gets 21.
Everybody, fight for everything. We always respond. It's what we do.
The Cavs have pushed the lead to 9.
Tatum, scoop layup is good. Jason Tatum erupting here.
I love where we're at. Keep competing. Keep attacking with purpose.
Brown attacks and finishes. The Celtics regain the lead.
Morris into the open man. Rozier, 3.
Oh, got it. This building has exploded.
A stirring come from behind win. And the Cavs are going back to Cleveland. Down 0-2.
Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. It's desperation time for the Cavaliers. Blocked by James.
Playing good defense, getting good stuff. Make sure we get a shot every time, all right?
James spreads the needle. Perfect pass to Nance. Nice feed inside again. James has had some magnificent passes tonight.
Right side of love. He finds LeBron. Backdoor, and he hammers up a reverse dunk.
And this Eastern Conference Final is now 2-1 in favor of the Celtics.
Tonight, will the Cavaliers keep it rolling and send the series back to Boston tied at 2?
Feel good, especially after the last game. Felt we came out, gave a lot of great energy. Need the same effort tonight in Game 4.
Kevin Love the rebound. Throws it down to James. Catches in traffic and banks it home. What a pass and what a catch. This is a different Cavaliers team defensively than we saw in the first 2 games of this series.
Blocked by Thompson. Oh, Tristan checks him down. LeBron James now the other way to the foul line down the lane. Man, you're all scorer.
LeBron James with another virtuoso playoff performance. James sets, puts up a 3. Bang! LeBron James' 6th 40-point-plus performance in the 2018 postseason. And these Eastern Conference Finals are tied at 2 games apiece.
It's the mantra of our playoffs, whatever it takes. So, as long as my mind is into it and my passion is there and ready to lead these guys, then I'll give us a chance.
The world is full of anchors, meant to keep you in place. And sometimes, the only person who can remind you to lift those anchors is you.
Oh, 6 months, right? Yeah, 6 months.
Here's to living life anchors up from a beer that believes that's the only way to live.
DirecTV gives you more for your thing. Your quitting cable and never looking back thing. DirecTV is rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable. Switch to DirecTV and now get a $100 reward card. More for your thing. That's our thing. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
How do you win at business? Stay at La Quinta, where we're changing with contemporary makeovers. Then use the ultimate power handshake, the upper hander with a double palm grab. Who has the upper hand now? Start winning today. Book now at LQ.com.
The
Western Finals continue tomorrow on TNT.
NBA playoffs.
Who wants it more? It don't matter to us who we play.
Putting the hammer down.
This is the year, for sure. When that time comes, we'll be ready.
Welcome back to NBA Action. There's news that several of the coveted head coaching opportunities in the association have just been filled. But we'll begin this instant replay with a recap of how the ping pong balls bounced to determine the selection order for the 2018 NBA Draft. Representatives from franchises hoping for a top pick in next month's NBA Draft gathered in Chicago to see if Lady Luck would smile on them.
The third pick in this year's draft goes to the Atlanta Hawks. The second pick will be made by the Sacramento Kings. And that means that the number one pick in the 2018 NBA Draft goes to the Phoenix Suns.
So barring a trade, this will be the Suns' first number one overall pick in franchise history.
In the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix not only holds the top pick in the draft, but they also have a new coach, Igor Kokoshkov, to lead them into the next era. At the world's most famous arena, the New York Knicks decided that the Big Apple was in need of a head coach who could add a little grit and grind.
This is quite humbling to be sitting here today with you guys. I'm so honored to be the head coach of the New York Knicks.
The buzz at the Hive is that a former top Spurs assistant is now the man leading the Charlotte Hornets.
As the new head coach of the Charlotte Hornets, I'm thrilled, I'm excited for this opportunity. I embrace it, I'm ready for it, I'm ready for this challenge, and I'm thrilled.
And the Milwaukee Bucks search has ended with the hiring of another former Spurs assistant who also happens to be the 2015 NBA Coach of the Year.
Couldn't be more excited about this opportunity. The fit is, to me, what this is about.
Many of the draft hopefuls were also in Chicago for the NBA Combine, where executives from around the league gathered up all the measurables from the class of 2018.
Preparing for the draft, it's a process that you've been dreaming about your whole life. To be here and experience it, for the first time, it's a great experience for me, and I'm just excited to be here.
I honestly feel pretty prepared going into this team's workouts and having these guys kind of watch me under a microscope. And I'm really looking forward to the process, just trying to get better.
You're here and you're meant for this moment. You just got to be prepared and ready for each workout you get into.
You see on TV, like some Larry Bird and big-time names like that walking through, and it's amazing. And then when you're actually here, seeing everyone here, it's a little bit overwhelming, but I just want to have a lot of fun with it. I've been doing stuff like this, running and jumping my whole life, and there's nothing to be nervous about or uptight about. Just have fun with it.
Hell yeah.
Great job. Great job. The scrimmage was fun. My team was great. We had a great day today. We won by 30, 20, I don't even know. It was a great day.
Let's play together, make the extra pass, get great shots, all right? Here we go, man. Here we go.
We got some nice pieces. Everybody was sharing the ball.
1, 2, 3, finish.
And it was beautiful basketball.
Beautiful when you play together, man. Y'all know that. Like everybody, man, it's not a company line. Everybody plays well.
There's a lot of knowledge to be attained out here. I keep saying that, but I've enjoyed the relationships I've built already with a couple teams. Meeting these guys out here, competing with these guys on this stage is kind of a dream.
It's very important to be able to be in shape, making sure you're at the top of your game, just being confident in yourself. Now, I've worked so hard just to get to this point, so I just got to make sure I'm staying focused.
You can always feel like you can do better, but overall I think they're pretty good. I show my athleticism and who I am, so this is only the start. I'm going to continue to work hard, get better. My strength, my speed is only going to improve from here, so I'm happy with the outcome.
The Starters has you covered throughout the playoffs.
The intensity picks up in the postseason, and so do the fits.
He's just going at them, and they really can't stop him.
Get up in him and get the ball out of his hands.
I think this is still going to be a tight series.
Watch as they cover each series as only the Starters can.
Ballers are gonna ball, y'all.
He looked like a veteran out there to me. Get your tweets in about what Trey Kirby is wearing.
What, man? I'm just trying to wear more suits.
Don't miss The Starters, brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on NBA TV.
YouTube TV, cable-free live TV is here. Try it free.
It's summer. Summer is here!
The surest sign that summer has arrived. The summer can from Corona. Get it while you can.
24 on the clock. He pushes down court, splits the defense. Look at that crossover. Changes direction, goes around the back. With 10 seconds to win it, he's got to make a decision. He draws contact. He goes up and under. It's good. What an incredible finish.
There are plenty of good booking sites, but your ideal hotel may only be listed on one or several, but for very different prices. You really want to check them all? Instead, use Trivago to compare these offers and find your ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
Graduation day, a new start. Now you can begin repaying your student loans. Refinance at Credible.com, where people have saved on average $18,000 over the life of their loans. In 2 minutes, you can be pre-qualified for real rates, not ranges, from trusted lenders.
Knock 7 years off my payments.
Stop paying too much. 2 minutes is all it takes to see how much you could save on your student loans. Visit Credible.com before your next payment is due.
Liferoom's Smooth Glide screens keep harmful UV rays and bugs out, and its innovative cooling system gives you comfort and tranquility. Enjoy your Liferoom year-round with a free radiant heater. Call today for your free design consultation. Liferoom, outdoor living perfected.
We're back with more NBA action. In a season full of incredible highs and devastating lows, Al Horford has been a steadying force for the Boston Celtics with his uncanny ability to keep this young team's lofty goals and most pressing priorities in focus.
The all-star from the Dominican Republic. This guy is a big-time player, and he's been this way for quite a while. Horford drives and finishes.
Al is very locked into what's going on in the game. I mean, he's thinking about it at a high level.
Having trouble again inbounding, fires to Horford underneath. Horford gets it to go. 1 point lead for Boston. Timeout, Philly.
Just try to focus on the next thing, the next game, the next play, and that has helped me a great deal.
Phillies down 1 with possession, 5.5 to go. Horford with a steal. What a play by Horford.
The one guy you want with the game on the line is the veteran Al Horford.
For me, it was just one of those feel-good moments. You know, on the road, we got it done. I felt like as a team, we took a step forward.
Playoff Al, baby. Playoff Al.
I think it all starts with Coach Stevens and the way that he prepares us for the games.
Set it, Al. Set it.
Horford knocks that one down.
We go into games having a good understanding what we need to do defensively, making sure that we're on the same page.
Al Horford is so versatile and talented defensively.
A lot of the times for me, you know, I just try to lead by example.
Come on, you're good, come on. Let's go, fellas, let's go.
When I see something on the court, I'll talk to them, I'll tell them about it.
Hey, good defense, good defense.
The way that I go about the game, how I prepare, the things that I do.
What a dominant performance here from the Boston Celtics.
Play for the team, play to win, and that's the one thing that our guys have been able to do this year.
Smart lobbing to Horford.
What big on any team wouldn't you want to be able to shoot threes?
Horford wide open three.
in, rebound, and pass like Horford does.
And a nice pass from Horford. Al Horford was magnificent.
Now we shine the spotlight on Trevor Ariza of the Houston Rockets. Across 14 NBA seasons, this 6'8 swingman is showing no signs of slowing down.
Man, every year is they all bring different challenges, and you get some sort of excitement by the new acquisitions or new movement going around the NBA. So, we got a future Hall of Famer on our team. So that's definitely exciting. So what inspired me to play basketball is the fact that Penny Hardaway is so killer, one of my favorite players ever. So when I got into basketball, Penny Hardaway was my favorite player.
Oh, that's old school right there.
If I didn't play basketball, I for sure would have finished school for psychology. I'm a people's person, whether you know it or not. I like to just help people. I like to read people. I like to understand people. So psychology would have been something I believe that I would have been good at. Last year, I used to play dominoes before every game. The year before that, I used to play FIFA before every game. The year before that, I used to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches before the game and watch TV. So it just changes. Running as one means to me that everything that we do, we're going to do it together. Everything is as one. We're always going to be on the same page.
Watch the WNBA work. Seattle Storm, Las Vegas Aces. Next on NBA TV. Download the NBA app now to follow the 2018 NBA playoffs live.
Here we go, fellas. Let's go. Yes. Stop, score. It's all about the defense. We got to play a little harder. Now he's up on. I like that. Take our shots and make our shots.
James, 2 seconds, 1 second for the win. That's a winner.
Download the NBA app now and follow the 2018 NBA playoffs live.
Every time you want the weekend to start on Thursday, a Corona gets its lime. Every time you want a New York minute to slow down. And every time you can't think of a single thing you need, a Corona gets its lime.
Hulu presents The Real Announcers of Studio J.
Kenny's always late.
Shaq, can you find him?
It's only a couple of places he could be.
Hulu's part of my pre-show routine.
Do they have my movies on Hulu?
They got everything on Hulu. So now Shaq's missing. He says he's the star of the show.
He said what? I'm going to go find him. This part always makes me misty.
Where are these guys?
You're watching NBA Action. Now, let's take a time out with a super fan from Japan who has combined her love for the Oklahoma City Thunder with a passion for creating art to become an Instagram sensation.
We've known about Nana A and her work and her passion for the Thunder for almost 2 years, probably.
Have some of that. I love this.
Then, in the early part of this year, the Wall Street Journal did a story about it. So it got the NBA's attention. And the NBA actually brought her to one of our playoff games.
When I got the call, I was very, very excited, and it was an opportunity of a lifetime. So I definitely accepted it.
This one? Okay.
We put out so many images of our players that it's great to stop and think that those images really connect to people. And they connected to this woman on the other side of the world.
The fact that my drawings brought me here is a very strange feeling. I've always doodled around since I was little, but no one's really ever praised me if I was good or not, so I've never really considered myself an artist. But now, as a Thunder fan, much like how writers write like a game log after games, I just do that through my drawings.
It's fun to watch how quickly she puts these together. The game will be over, and within minutes, there it is on her Instagram account, something that she only would have known based on what we put on our social media. something specific. So you can tell she's watching, and she just captures those moments and those images so well. You seem to really love our players.
Yeah, definitely.
She gets what we're about. I'm not sure any of us can explain it. We're amazed by it, and just hope there are more fans out there around the world like her.
My dream.
Winning and losing isn't everything. The process of growing into a team, growing as a player, that's what I like to enjoy.
She is truly connected with Thunder. We're connected to her.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
She's our Japanese super fan. She's our global super fan.
Oh.
And she's welcome back anytime.
The urgency of the postseason has hit a fevered pitch as the battles of the conference finals rage on, and it's clearly apparent in sounds of the game.
Simple, telling quote, champions do ordinary things better than everybody else does.
Let's go, you know it. Let's get it. Good work, baby. All right, I feel you. You got it, you got it. Hey, good luck, man. All right. Hell of a job. All right, here we go, let's go.
Hard out front again on Looney. Turns the corner, drives the lane to the rim. Hammer slam.
Come on! What it's going to look like all series.
Now let's make sure we're moving it, getting great ones. We're running back in transition. We're doing every little thing. Every little thing. Here we go.
Smart throws a bounce pass ahead to Morris. Two-hand slam, and the Celtics score back-to-back buckets.
Hey, let's go!
Ball on Looney. Hesitates, drives, leans, throws, scores, and hits.
Listen, you are not worried about getting beat on the drive. Okay? A guard's supposed to get around you. Now, you can do that and still stop the drive. You're capable of that.
Guarded by Looney. Head fake, dribble drive by Gordon. Slow motion move, blocked by Looney.
Fight for everything, okay? Hey, beautiful basketball, right? You know that they have moments coming, but we always respond. It's what we do.
There's the hustle of Marcus Smart. He is the king of hustle.
All we got to do is get shots, all right? Playing good defense, getting good stops. Make sure we get a shot every time.
Backdoor James throws it down. Perfect bounce pass for Kevin Love.
It's going to come. The floodgates are going to open up for you.
Curry is Harden guarding him. Harden trying to reach it. Curry step back, quick release. Three ball! Curry!
An NBA record, making it 16 consecutive playoff wins here at home.
UFC heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic fights for more than just a gold belt. A proud son of immigrants, Stipe fought for his dream while working 2 jobs and fighting fires for his community. Stipe still fights fires and still proudly fights for his heritage. The belt is a bonus. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of the UFC.
I'm very proud of the fact that I serve as a C-130 mechanic in the Corps. So I'm not happy unless my hands are dirty. Between running a business and 4 kids, we're busy. Auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance policies, knowing that USAA will always have my back. That's just one less thing you have to worry about. I couldn't imagine going anywhere else. They're like a friend of the family. We're the Cochran family, and we'll be USAA members for life.
Save by bundling USAA home and auto insurance. Get a quote today.
So you guys have recently started dating?
Yes.
Cool. I want to show you guys 3 Chevy SUVs. The first one is called the Trax. Great for when you move in together. And this is the Chevy Equinox. Perfect for when you 2 have your first kid.
Give me some time.
Okay. This is the Traverse. For when you have your 5 kids, 2 dogs, and 1 cat. Whoa.
5?
It's the Chevy Memorial Day sales event. Get an additional $750 on these select models. That's on top of most other offers. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
How do you win at business? Stay at La Quinta, where we're changing with contemporary makeovers. Then use the ultimate power handshake, the upper hander with a double palm grab. Who has the upper hand now? Start winning today. Book now at lq.com.
We're proud to reveal that Jim Beam Black has been awarded the world's highest rated bourbon. Their words, not ours. Make history.
And now a big finish for NBA action. We've saved the best for last, so let's roll out the top 10 plays of the week in our courtside countdown.
Horford drives and finishes. And throws it down hard with the right hand over J.R. Smith.
Ooh, did he get up and elevate this?
Andre to the paint, bump it towards Smith. One hand around the rim, no good. He jammed it on the follow. Iguodala with a slam.
It bounced on the rim 3 times, so he had time to get there from 8 feet away.
Rozier takes it to the rim. Layup blocked by Thompson. Oh, what a rejection from Tristan Thompson. Rozier down to the foul line, down the lane, blocked by Thompson. Oh, Tristan tapped him down and made the rejection. Morris throws it in. Baines goes inside, blocked by James. Right at the rim. Inside, Kevin Love goes right at Aaron Baines, who checked in, trying to stop it, but Love too strong. James falling away, a 3. Oh, it's good! LeBron James, 19 points already, and that's his 4th three-pointer.
And this is good defense. This is a very good job by Marcus Smart, but LeBron James just feeling himself right now. And he's a guy that, when he said he wasn't worried, you believe it.
Nice pass, Green from outside, that won't go. Kevin Love the rebound. Throws it down to James, catches in traffic and banks it home. What a pass and what a catch. Marcus Smart, a three-pointer. Reminiscent of Wes Unseld on this one.
Outstanding pass from Love, but look at the catch in traffic.
Backdoor James throws it down. Perfect bounce pass from Kevin Love.
Type of dunk would take a lot out of me also, Mike. Spectacular pass by Love. Big time finish by LeBron James. Mama, there goes that man.
Livingston behind the back, sheds Harden for a two-hand slam. Livingston just left him in the dust.
He picked the right guy, didn't he?
Yep.
What a move by George Livingston.
That's our show for this week. For NBA action, I'm Ian Eagle. We'll see you next time.
No one knows how to put on a show like Las Vegas. And for the Aces home opener, the entertainment started hours ago in Mandalay Bay and continues now in the house. The stars have arrived in the Mandalay Bay Events Center. A'ja Wilson, 22 years old, 3rd game of her professional career. And the veteran Tamara Young, look at the sauce.
Drip, drip.
Well, don't let Kelsey Plum's run fool you. She was the first one here. She's so excited, fresh off the plane from Turkey, ready to go, as is Kayla McBride, only 2 practices under her belt. Welcome to the Mandalay Bay Events Center for the first ever home game of the Las Vegas Aces as they welcome the Seattle Storm. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Anne-Marie Anderson alongside WNBA veteran Rusha Brown. Rusha, how can you explain to somebody who's not here how excited this city is for this franchise?
It is absolutely incredible. All the hype and anticipation of bringing a WNBA franchise to Las Vegas. I'm excited to see how the young ladies respond to all of this energy here in Las Vegas.
Well, let's talk basketball. A'ja Wilson now going into her 3rd game. What have you liked that you've seen from the rookie so far?
A'ja is great on the court, but she's willing to learn. And under the tutelage of Bill Laimbeer, I'm sure she's going to be a great player this year.
Meanwhile, reinforcements have arrived. I mentioned Plum and McBride. How do they change things for the Aces?
Kelsey spoke to the fact that Asia didn't have much room to work because there was no outside presence. But with she and Kayla McBride, all of that changes tonight.
We told you that nobody knows how to put on a show like Las Vegas. Well, it's just about time to get it started here in Las Vegas, and we promise it is going to be huge. Let's send it over to Chet Buchanan.
By one of the most iconic R&B groups in music history. Please give a warm Aces welcome to Boys to Men.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? And the home of the
Ladies and gentlemen, Boys to Men.
And now, fans, welcome to Aces Basketball. Here are the lineups for this Saturday.
It's summer.
Summer is here!
The surest sign that summer has arrived. The summer can from Corona. Get it while you can.
At AutoZone, we know batteries. His drained one? No problem. Her struggling battery? Easy. They're cold, hot, old, piece of cake. Because we're America's #1 battery destination. So, how can we get you started?
You can't knock me down. I feel the fire begin to rise.
Looming mountains and the night pulse. No mistaking the sights, sounds, and the flavor. That means Las Vegas to everyone. That's what time and tradition will do. Provide something that identifies a place with just a glance or a taste. As deep as the history, as rich as the culture, Las Vegas is more than a place. It's an attitude. Power. Strength. Force. Might. Luxury and lure. Glitz and glamour. Fame and fortune. This desert outpost is the entertainment capital of the world. And now, in a town small on patience, but large on passion, a new entertainment emerges. playing in a way the city always recognizes. Grit over glitter. Muscle over grace. Purpose over polish. The Las Vegas Aces are home, where the house always wins.
Las Vegas! It's time for Aces basketball! Everybody on your feet! Let's make some noise for your Las Vegas Aces! Now let's meet tonight's starters. She's a 5'10 guard from Notre Dame, number 21, Kayla McBride. She's a 5'8 guard from Notre Dame, number 15, Lindsay Allen. Starting at center, 6'6" from Boston College, number 8, Carolyn Swords. She's a 6'1" forward from Northwestern, number 12, Nia Coffey. And she's a 6'5" forward from South Carolina, number 22, Asia Wilson. Let's hear it one more time for your 2018 Las Vegas Aces.
Let's get it on.
On the Aces bench, his athletic trainer, Laura Ramus, assistant coaches, Vicki Johnson and Kelly Raymond, and the head coach of your Las Vegas Aces, Mr. Bill Lambier. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to center court, and please welcome the Las Vegas Aces number 4, Mariah Jefferson.
Well, Mariah Jefferson goes to what she knows. Let's make some noise. The new era begins for Las Vegas Aces at basketball. When we come back, we're going to be on the court. Ball's going to be in the air, and the Aces in action.
This is a story about mail and packages. And it's also a story about people. People who rely on us every day to deliver their dreams. They're handing us more than mail. They're handing us their business. And while we make more e-commerce deliveries to homes than anyone else in the country, we never forget that your business is our business. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.
And the battery's dead. Again.
Uh-oh, you need a new phone. And you deserve it on the best network, Verizon. Plus, right now you can get a great deal. Oh, we're going? Sure. Not my thing.
Today's the day. Get up to 50% off our best phones, like the Samsung Galaxy S9 and Google Pixel 2. Plus, get the best unlimited starting at $40 per line for 4 lines, because unlimited is only as good as the network it's on.
Back inside the house. The Aces have been waiting for this, their home opener. And the time has finally come to put the ball in the air. Play some basketball. Aces looking for their first win ever as a franchise at facing the Seattle Storm, who are 2-1. Ball in the hand of Sue Bird, and let's get going.
Let's see how the team kicks off with their defensive pressure. As we know, Bill Lambier is looking for them to be really intense on defense.
Clark coming inside. Defense going to work. Lindsay Allen trying to go around Sue Bird.
It's a little tough. She comes up a little short. Brianna Stewart brings it down.
Kayla McBride getting the start today over Tamara Young, who has been starting. McBride, just the second practice in for her. Bill Lambier said he needed a shooter. Sue Bird, of course, the big shooter for the Storm.
Absolutely. She's used to winning, and she's used to shooting the ball. So now we got to see how they defend it as they come back down on offense.
Wilson, little shimmy, little shake.
That's what she does. She sets it up to the right, does a drop step, spin move back to the baseline with her left hand.
You could feel it building, feel it coming from Asia Wilson, and the house loves it. 9 seconds on the shot clock. A turnover. Aces ball. Let's take a look at it again.
Yeah, she's going towards the middle, sets it up really nice, and then comes back to her left hand strong and up in the glass.
Of course, Wilson is a lefty. One of 3 lefties on this Aces team.
Absolutely. She's doing a great job so far of getting to her spot. Kayla McBride to the basket. Doesn't connect.
Sue Bird going to set it up.
We see the rotation.
From the baseline. No good. Rebound and running.
Let's see how we look on this transition basket.
Kayla McBride around the top. Wilson driving inside.
Asia has no fear. She is ready tonight. You see the intensity in her eyes and her just the enthusiasm she has. She catches and she squares up and gets her to come out on defense and penetrates quickly, and there's no help, so she gets to finish it.
That's one of the things that Bill Lambier has told us. He wants to see Asia Wilson be aggressive, be the leader, take it to the rack.
She's so versatile, but she has to get confidence in doing all of the things she's capable of doing.
Effective and one.
Let's see if they can keep this defensive pressure up.
Inside, Stewart. The roof is up, but the foul is on Wilson. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. We already talked a little bit about the Aces lineup. Kayla McBride has been inserted in place of Tamara Young. Lindsay Allen gets the start again. Wilson, Coffey, and Swords. As for the Storm, Jewel Lloyd, Sue Bird, Natasha Howard, Alicia Clark, and Brianna Stewart, a much more veteran squad.
Absolutely. The Aces are young, but definitely going to be working really hard, and that's going to be the key for them.
Stewart wanted to force contact. Bill Lambier, with eye on his team, able to get the first foul off Asia Wilson.
Now we come down, getting ready for this offensive play. Let's see how they get this together as far as how they want to get to the basket if they go back to Asia.
That foul was on Swords, by the way. Inside.
Great entry pass by Asia into Carolyn Swords. She wasn't able to connect with that defensive pressure.
Stewart comes around, has room on the right, and finishes.
Now with the defensive pressure.
Kayla McBride up top. And that barely moved.
That's what we were talking about. That's going to help Asia even more. Kayla's a great shot, and Kelsey would be one as well. So that's going to make it even more easy for Asia to be effective inside.
Speaking of Kelsey Plum, when she comes into the game later, she has not seen time yet for the Aces. And from the baseline, gets it done, Jewel Lloyd.
Yeah, with that defensive rotation, we got to be able to close out and push them off of that spot so they'll penetrate into the help.
McBride trying to establish that outside, and she does.
Absolutely. People want to let her shoot that because they don't know if she can connect, but Asia has a beautiful mid-range jumper. Lindsay Allen.
A takeaway. Sue Bird defending Allen. Decides to make a U-turn, slow it down, catch and shoot.
And you love the energy of this team right now. She put the shot up, and Carolyn Swords followed it and was able to get it and put it back with the foul and one going to the line.
Take a look at it again.
You see, Kayla got a good shot off, missed it, and Carolyn Swords followed it to the basket, got the rebound, and put back and one.
Swords one does not go.
She wasn't able to connect on that one. A little hard, but we'll look and see what happens on defense. Another defensive play This is exactly what Bill Laimbeer is looking for.
And a takeaway the other way. Natasha Howard down low. Wilson in front of her makes a smart move.
Very smart. She
Not
knows
worth
she's
it.
going to be needed for the rest of this game. Not worth that foul.
Showing maturity.
She's got it. We're excited to see it.
Series of takeaways on both sides. Coffee pulls back.
Yeah, Coffee read her defense. She did one dribble, pushed her back, and then when she saw it, she just pulled up on the jumper.
Lloyd tries to get around McBride. Oh, she is fresh from
That
turkey and
defense
fired
is
up.
Incredible how they're playing defense. Hands up in the passing lane, pressuring the passes.
Wilson, 15-footer doesn't go.
Right off the rim, but she did a great job stepping into that spot.
And again, she's making that announcement, right? I can hit this outside. Jewel Lloyd there.
Absolutely. She's going to bait it because as she shoots it, they're going to come out more, and then she'll be able to penetrate around.
Seattle's turned it over 4 times already. What a quick pass. That extra pass outside, then taking it inside. Another foul.
I love the way the ladies are looking for one another. You may have a shot, but that one extra pass is going to get you an even better one.
Dan Hughes, the head coach of the Seattle Storm. 2-1. It's his first year the head coach, but is certainly a veteran in this league, no doubt. You played for him, Rusha, during your career. What was it like?
I played for Dan in Cleveland, and he is intense. His focus is also on defense and making sure that you're doing the right things. He wants efficiency. So it's interesting to watch his new team, which is Seattle Storm.
Well, today we heard him in shoot-around say, you have to make it work. It's an attitude offensively. I want to see that same attitude defensively. Those were his words to the Seattle Storm today. McBride.
It's great to see Kelsey Bone come straight off the bench.
Inside 6 seconds. Kelsey Bone, number 3. Clark has plenty of room, and she makes the most of it.
Yeah, the defense is going to have to pay much more attention to the shooters because they're helping off on the post before she even dribbles, and that's a little too quick.
Allen. Some room, but unable to finish off the glass. Crowd called.
Looked like she got away with a few steps.
Stewie.
Both teams are getting great looks at the basket.
An 8-0 run, though, for the Storm. Seven seconds remaining on the shot clock. Oh, wow. The foul away. Asia Wilson had started off hot for the Aces. In her 3rd game as a pro, she has finished with that left hand, been tough on defense. Aces and Storm, first quarter action continuing, trailing.
It's summer.
Summer is here!
The surest sign that summer has arrived. The summer can from Corona. Get it while you can.
I'm Captain Obvious, and Hotels.com rewards me basically everywhere. So why am I stomping grapes with aerobics enthusiasts near this B&B? Because Hotels.com lets me do me. Foot juice. Hotels.com. You do you and get rewarded.
Yes! Yes! That just happened! Yes, it did. Yes, 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 yes! Yes! We did it! Yes, we did! Oh, we did it! Yeah, see you, bud. Later.
Honey, who was that?
Who, that guy? I don't know.
Get caught up in the excitement. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Hey, who's this?
You're scruff, unruly, untamable. Now, everything you know about grooming is about to change. Introducing MicroTouch Solo, the new hyper-advanced smart razor that trims, shaves, and edges, all with the same blade. Dual-sided German stainless steel blades let you shave up or down with micro-precision. And look, snap on the guide to perfectly trim beards. Snap it off to precision edge sideburns. And it's safe to the touch, so it's even perfect on body hair. Get your all-new MicroTouch Solo now. Complete with stainless steel blade, pivoting head, built-in high-intensity spotlight, plus 3 custom guides, all for just $24.99. Call 1-800-828-7508 or go to microtouchsolo.com. Order now, and we'll include an additional German stainless steel head, free. The personalized precision grooming solution from MicroTouch.
Welcome back to the house home of the Las Vegas Aces, where they lead the Seattle Storm early in this one. Here in the entertainment capital of the world, even the world-class entertainers, including the owner of the Raiders, the next professional team to come to Las Vegas, in the house to check out the latest show in Las Vegas. And the city of Las Vegas is really latching on right now to professional sports teams. I spoke with both Kayla McBride and Kelsey Plum yesterday after practice, and they individually told me the same thing. The Las Vegas Aces represent new opportunity. They use the phrase a clean slate specifically, and that clean slate not only relates to an entirely different level of entertainment surrounding this team, but new resources, new player development tools, and creating a new competitive identity. McBride also said this Aces team has a chance to surprise people. And Anne-Marie and Rusha, she was referring to on-the-court production, but I think people will be really shocked by the overall experience taking in a game here at the house. And we're seeing that clean slate forming a new culture both on and off the floor tonight, guys.
No doubt about it, Katie Winchy. Thank you for the report. Happy to have you with us. Katie makes a great point. I mean, it's one thing to watch all the excitement on the screen, but it's an experience when you're here between quarters at the half. Like anything in Vegas, it's been a show if you're in the arena.
And you see the enthusiasm, just not only with the players, but the crowd, the people that are excited, hanging on their seats.
Meanwhile, we talked about defense. Bill Lambier's focus upon defense for the Aces. What are your initial impressions?
Initially, we got a great start playing defensively, but we were able to, slag in some instead of rushing the basketball as they were getting out for those jumpers. And they made a lot of shots. Prime example right here, miscommunication on defense.
We got a 13-0 run for Seattle. Kelsey Plum in now. Came from just recently.
Another turnover. We've got to be more careful with the ball. We can't allow them to come in and then take over so easily.
Asia Wilson and Kayla McBride, the only starters that Bill Lambier has left on the floor right now as he is exploring all his options. Bill Lambier, of course, an incredible veteran, won a couple of championships with the Detroit Shock 3 times, as a matter of fact, 2-time WNBA Coach of the Year. This is a new challenge for him, Lucia.
He's done great things before, and so when the franchise came, they wanted somebody that could build a culture of excellence, and Bill Lambier is just that.
Kayla McBride told us yesterday, she's only been in a couple practices with him. Her words, I'd run through a wall for him already. He really has the love and respect of these players already.
And what he does is he communicates in a great way with the players. He tells them directly, they know exactly what to expect, and that way there's not any problems. You know what he wants from you.
That was on the Aces on the one, Tamara Young. That's her first personal. Second team foul.
Foul is on Tamara Young. Jordan Cannon with the ball in her hands. Rookie out of UCLA. Played all 10 minutes of the Storm's overtime win the other day.
Once again, we give up the three-pointer. Luckily, we get the rebound, and Ty pushes it down the court. Let's see if she's able to finish. No call on the foul on her shot there.
Lloyd driving in, finishing off the glass with that left hand. And the run has gotten fully out of hand at this point. 15-0 run. The Aces, what do they need to do to stop the run? 15 points.
A bucket helps. And right on cue, Ty Young from the free throw line. She comes off the screen on the weak inside, flashing to the ball, and was able to nail it. So hopefully that'll stop the bleeding. Now we need a defensive stop.
Kelsey Plum, Jordan Canada squaring off defensively. They faced each other a lot in the Pac-12. Here comes Canada. Plum worked on her defense a bunch, stepping back. Canada nails it.
Plum will have to be able to make space.
They played against each other for years. Two of the best in that league. Both of them in the conversation for Pac-12 Player of the Year. Plum came up with it in her senior season. Canada 1 year younger. Wilson continues to say, hey, you're going to leave me out here? I'll hit it from here, too.
All day. She's capable of hitting that shot all day. So it's really incredible that they keep letting her have it.
But the outside shot for Storm, the same can be said.
It's absolutely a great shot that they're getting right out there. Sometimes hand and face, but they're nailing these shots today.
Plum in Canada, game within the game. To the younger players, Wilson around Stewart, drawing contact.
And just as expected, after she hit a couple of little shots, they got to come out and play her. So that's going to let her go around her.
Take a look at it again, Rusha.
After a couple of shots, Bree had to come up and get to her. And Asia was able to drive around her. Alicia Clark came over to help, took the block.
First team down in the last 2 minutes. Asia Wilson in the line.
Asia Wilson is at the line again.
In the game for Seattle, number 23.
One of the things that Coach Bill Lambier told us yesterday, he wanted to see her establish her jump shot. She has done that so far today. Now comes the aggressive, taking it to the hole. If they take away that jump shot, they want to keep leaving it for her. That's great.
Well, she'll take it all day. So if they come up, she knows how to go around.
Wilson already with 10 of the Aces' 19 points. The pillar, if you will, of this Vegas franchise as a rookie, and it's a lot of pressure on her, but she's got great players around her to help lead her to her young 11th season.
That play was run to perfection by Seattle. They were able to pull out and have the trap leading to a nice layup.
The excitement has been building in Vegas for months. Today, the first home game for the Aces. Jitters out of the way. Defense on tap.
There they go. It's not their fault. Lack of options. That's what's caused the Robins to search for a home to spin into this centrifugal nightmare. But struggle no more. With more rentals than anywhere, Apartments.com is going to revolutionize your search and put the brakes on this merry-go-wrong. Ooh, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and central Earth standard gravity.
We'll take it.
Apartments.com. Change your apartment. Change the world.
Something's coming.
Genetic power has been unleashed.
You can't put it back in the box.
Yeah. Move.
Rated PG-13.
At AutoZone, we know batteries. His drained one? No problem. Her struggling battery? Easy. They're cold, hot, old piece of cake. Because we're America's #1 battery destination. So, how can we get you started?
It's back. Refreshing citrus sweet ale. Hello, summer. Ale. Sam Adams Summer Ale. Fill your glass.
Testing. Playoffs, baby.
Everybody at NBA TV has playoffs fever.
Defensively, we're locked in.
I'm hungry.
The only thing as good as being there is following it with our team.
He actually got his style from me.
And even though their uniforms have changed, these guys still know what they're talking about.
His effort was huge tonight for the Cavs.
They got to make shots and be able to keep up with Golden State.
All these guys are out, and the Boston Celtics are still playing at a high level.
Watch playoff coverage on NBA TV.
Heading into the second quarter here at the house, and with a new team comes a new mascot. Meet Buckets the Rabbit, introduced for the first time by the Aces inside the house. A desert native, this cottontail represents both the valley and the magic of this city. Anne-Marie and Rusha, a little fun fact for you. The cottontail rabbit can run up to 20 miles per hour to escape predators, so maybe the Aces have taken a few notes. They will look to run in transition a little bit more, guys.
Maybe so. Certainly Seattle has speed. Meanwhile, buckets, like the dollar sign for the S, buckets. And a takeaway. Lloyd, nobody in front of her. A foul that probably didn't need to happen.
Yeah, we've had a lot of turnovers. We've got to be able to take care of the ball, pressure them on defense, and make sure we're switching because they come off a lot of big to little screens.
Let's take a look at it again. What went wrong?
Right here, she tried to make a pass across the court from deep, and so it's just too easy to run through that and get to the basket.
Lloyd at the line. In her 4th year in the league, Jewel Lloyd reading their minds of that pass. Not crisp enough.
You see Jisoo Park, our young Korean.
Here's Jisoo. A lot of accolades earlier. Gets moved around. Katie, you had a chance to listen in on the huddle. What'd you hear?
All right, thanks, Anne-Marie. Coach Lambier, Rusha, like you just said, taking care of the ball was one of the messages that he conveyed to his team. They also talked about communicating on those screens defensively. He said there were too many points. The adjustments that they will look to make are on that weak side defense. Offensively, he wants them to push the ball ahead and look for more baskets in transition, guys.
Good information, Katie. Thank you.
And they have to try not to get frustrated because when things start to go bad, if you get frustrated, they just kind of snowball. So they got to stay composed and make sure they're doing the right things.
Plenty of room baseline. Now another shot from the outside. It's Kalina Skata-Lewis. And the threes again raining. This has been the Achilles heel so far for the Aces in terms of defending the three. It's going to get better.
With all the scrambling, they got to make sure they close all the way out because they're stopping short of the shooter, and they've had a great look at the basket.
Seattle is 4 for 7 from beyond the arc.
Ty Young is able to come in, get to the basket with a foul. Now she's going to the line.
Natasha Howard re-enters the game. She has 2 fouls. She's been out since early in the first quarter. Tamara Young, they call her Ty, and so will we. T-Y, Ty. Hits her shot.
Looking for more communication on defense and making sure they stay close to their players.
Canada, so crafty, trying to get around Plum. Plum not giving her room. Natasha Howard back outside. Canada thinking about it. 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock. And that is the defense that the Aces wanted.
Excellent defense. That's exactly what he wants. He wants them to scramble and make sure they close out on all shots. Force them into a bad shot going into a shot clock violation.
Lindsay Allen back in quick to McBride. Shooter's going to shoot.
She knew what she wanted to do coming off of that curl. She was able to get that off quick.
Again, the defense swarming shots up from way outside. Defense looking up for the Aces these last 2 possessions.
It's been a little more intense, so they're actually trying to make sure they get to the spots a little quicker, and that's going to help them on the offensive end, that energy.
We mentioned Jisoo Park, rookie, only 19 years old, from Korea, South Korea, and her English still developing, but her basketball terminology, all in.
Absolutely, she gets it. She speaks the language of basketball. It's international.
Travel called, Aces ball.
Aces basketball.
Both teams have turned it over a bit. Seattle 5, Vegas 4.
Great
what a pass inside. Young to Coffee.
Great pass. Looking at the screen, as soon as she helped up, she was able to drop it off right with a nice bounce pass going to the basket.
Last 4 points by the Aces. Now a 7-0 run for Vegas.
see Tam is waiting for it, is coming, and as soon as the defender steps up, she was able to drop it off right in between the two defenders to get an easy look to the basket.
Coffey just picked up her second foul, sends Natasha Howard to the line. Howard's been perfect this season from the stripe. 9 for 9.
Asia Wilson returns for the Aces.
Wilson back in after a brief rest. Stewart comes right in behind her.
Let's see, can we keep this momentum on defense? Because Stewie is able to step out and hit those shots from deep. So Asia has to be mindful.
Jisoo, such patience inside, not finished, but what a pass.
That's an incredible pass. She knows to look for her coming off of that screen, but we got to stop the ball coming back.
Look what Jisoo's doing. I mean, first of all, there's the communication that she's got, and then the help.
Did a great job right there, but we got to make sure that we are stopping this ball coming down. It's too easy.
Wilson, her first personal, 13 foul. Natasha Howard at the line. She'll shoot 2.
Fouls on Wilson.
What?
Allen, look it inside. Bill Laimbeer said, look, I know what I'm going to get from her. He drafted her to the Liberty, cut her, brought her back. A turnaround by Ty.
Yeah, Ty knows how to use her body really well. She's a banger. Even though she plays the guard position, she's a banger. She takes that shot really well.
She had 23 points against the Sun in the home opener. A turnover off the travel. Aces trailing, but moments of the defense that Bill Laimbeer wants.
It's the Eat and Play combo, only at Dave & Buster's. Starting at $17.99, get a $10 game card and your choice of 17 apps or entrees all week long. Eat and play for $17.99. One more week only, and only at Dave & Buster's.
So you guys have recently started dating? Yes. Cool. I want to show you guys 3 Chevy SUVs. The first one is called the Trax. Great for when you move in together. And this is the Chevy Equinox. Perfect for when you 2 have your first kid.
Give me some time.
Okay. This is the Traverse. For when you have your 5 kids, 2 dogs, and 1 cat.
Whoa.
5?
It's the Chevy Memorial Day sales event. Get an additional $750 on these select models. That's on top of most other offers. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Ah, Sam Adams Summer Ale. The official beer of summer. Pairs well with this. And that.
We will be there in no time.
Not so much this. And it tastes pretty great with that. Because it's summer. And nothing goes better with that than this. Sam Adams Summer Ale. Fill your glass.
Mix and match the flame grilled Whopper with crispy chicken or spicy crispy chicken. The 2 for $6 mix or match deal. Only at Burger King.
Growing up in Indiana, you knew the game of basketball. Now, that's what you knew. I wanted to be the best.
Too easy for Skylar Diggins.
Coming back from my injury was one of the biggest hurdles in my professional career. I'd never been without the game of basketball before, so just being out there on the floor again with my team was an accomplishment. I was really proud of that. I'm here to work.
Welcome back midway through the second quarter. Let's get caught up.
So we see Asia's doing a great job of being a threat on offense, be it her jump shot or penetrating past the defense as they come up on her.
Double scoring for Asia Wilson.
That mid-range jumper, she's always ready to shoot that, but she's also, and now we look at this three-pointer. They are always open. It just seems like they're penetrating and causing the defense to sink in, and as soon as they do, they kick it out.
What do they need to do differently in terms of defending that three?
you know they got to stay at home. And Bill wants them to make sure they close it up in the middle, but they got to recover quickly. They keep stopping short of the actual shooter. Right there, that was a great pass from Asia into Jisoo. She just needs to calm down just a little bit. She was wide open.
Sue Bird inside. Ty defending Clark. Ty not going to allow it, but they got called for blocking.
They did. It looks a little contact down there, so it's interesting how they're going to play that. Let's watch. Oh, yeah, you can see right there on the baseline. She hooked her a little bit trying to get around. Ty had a legitimate argument.
She grabbed me. I didn't move, seems to be the message that Ty had.
She had a light wraparound right there.
Yep.
See if Asia can stay in front of Stewie.
So 12th year or 11th year in the league, Ty knows.
One of the vets on this team. Now we see Brianna Stewart with a basket and to the goal over Asia Wilson.
Keep in mind this Aces team has had a total of 2 practices full strength.
And it's really hard to get that chemistry in such a short period of time. But I think these ladies are really working hard. Once they're scrambling and moving well, things will come together for them.
Plum, McBride still waking up at 3 in the morning. Clark with a long shot again.
Same thing, they penetrate, have the defense to sink in, and they have somebody spotted up, waiting for that shot.
Seattle through the first 3 games shooting 37% from beyond the arc.
You got to get somebody on the offensive boards as well.
Sue Bird felt like she had some room. Swords kept pushing her back.
She definitely had an advantage on foot speed, but Swords was able to hold her ground.
Inside, Swords from McBride. Mugged by Howard.
Incredible. They're getting great looks at the basket. Somehow we got to finish and make sure that we capitalize on these steals. Great pass. Yeah, she went straight up.
$14-point lead for the Storm.
Pick up the defensive intensity. Carolyn Swords had to do a check because Brianna Stewart was coming through the paint. You can't let anybody run through the paint. That's causing a big problem for them because when they do that, that's when the shot is open out on the perimeter.
15 foul penalty.
For Bill Lambier, 2 practices in, has a week ahead of him to get some more practice in. Defense, we know, is going to be part of the focus. What else do you expect he's going to focus upon?
Just understanding the plays. They've got a number of plays, and everybody has to know where they're supposed to be because timing is critical. If you have the ball and they're not ready to pass it, then it's going to be a big problem. So they got to work on timing and that defense.
Brianna Stewart at the line. Lloyd and Stewart combined for 57 of Seattle's 95 points Friday. And that overtime win.
See another turnover.
Passes around the perimeter. Lloyd off the mark. Howard, though, comes up with the rebound.
Gotta make sure we get these rebounds. They get to 3 and they miss it. Gotta make sure we capitalize and get that rebound. Play is not over until you close it out with a board.
Quick passing around the perimeter, and then a travel. Aces ball.
Aces basketball.
Now it's time for these ladies to take a good look at what they're trying to get done and make sure that they're taking their time to execute. Take care of the basketball.
McBride makes room where there is none.
Absolutely. Carolyn Swartz was smart. She was calling for the ball and she saw Kayla coming to the basket. She kind of pinned her defender off in order to get that shot off.
Howard, 17 feet, no problem. Natasha Howard had a huge game the other day, Friday night, right at the end, an O-board put back, and then a big stop to send it into overtime.
Yeah.
Kayla McBride has had the night. 9 points. She just got off the plane from Turkey. She has given them another shooter. They need her to get hot.
We are bold.
This is a story about mail and packages. And it's also a story about people. People who rely on us every day to deliver their dreams. They're handing us more than mail. They're handing us their business. And while we make more e-commerce deliveries to homes than anyone else in the country, we never forget that your business is our business. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.
The NBA Finals are here, and fans are wondering who will be this year's taco champs. When a team steals a game on the road, everyone in America steals a free Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell. Steal a game, steal a...
Tom booked this hotel on the hotel website. Dave booked this hotel on a travel app. Bob booked this hotel using his favorite booking site. Are you sure all of these strategies will give you the best price? They may, or they may not. It's better to check than to be sorry. And use Trivago to be sure. Trivago compares prices from many hotel websites, travel apps, and booking websites that you already know. That's just one more way Trivago helps you find your ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
Graduation day, a new start. Now you can begin repaying your student loans. Refinance at Credible.com, where people have saved on average $18,000 over the life of their loans. In 2 minutes, you can be pre-qualified for real rates, not ranges, from trusted lenders.
Knock 7 years off my payments.
Stop paying too much. 2 minutes is all it takes to see how much you could save on your student loans. Visit Credible.com before your next payment is due.
What people in the league do know is that teams coached by Bill Laimbeer have a different type of edge. They have a different type of approach to the game. There's a different type of...
He's straightforward. He's not going to sugarcoat anything. He's not going to have you second guessing. You already know what he wants and he expects, so you can go out and do that.
We're talking about bad boys Bill Laimbeer here.
We are talking about it. That's right. Now we're going to see if they get it done, because Bill Laimbeer has talked to this team about defense, about the intensity, about the grittiness that can bring.
And that's what he's trying to implore that they step up and do. Defense is everything for this team because they're undermatched in a lot of situations. So hustle and defense is going to be the thing that gets them over.
You know what I get out of those clips, too? Every one of those players talking about the defense has a big smile on their face. They are talking about Bill Laimbeer and the way he communicates with them about his vision, his identity for this team with a smile. They want it. It may take a minute for them to get it all put together.
And there's nothing but respect. They understand that he's coming at them because he wants them to be great. And it's doing the little things that's going to be the only way they get that to happen.
Asia Wilson just picked up her second foul. Brianna Stewart. Wilson defending strong. Swords comes in to help. You thought they got out of it without a foul, but then, oh, they did. Good. Because it looked like, how did we see that?
Coffee. Absolutely.
That's the third foul on Natasha Howard. Because right now, it may be those moments. It may be those moments of defense that you saw Wilson, you saw Sword come to help.
And this is where it has to happen.
Now on the other end.
Asia with a shake and a spin move, not able to connect. Ball goes out of bounds, so now they got to make sure they get down on defense.
She has worn a coat of WNBA All-Stars draped all over her all season long already. So she has really been through the ringer just through a couple of games.
She's had the opportunity to play against some of the best.
Trying to go through there was Jewel Lloyd, kind of tucking under. Take a look again. looked like the Luxor over the top of him.
And absolutely did. Trying to see who touched him.
Ty back in as Coffey steps out. Jewel Lloyd converts both at the line. The energy of Lindsay Allen.
Great that Kelsey was there to connect on that and get that ball straight up.
Kayla McBride got the pass into Wilson. They just collapsed right upon her.
They did, and she lost control of it. But that's the extra pass that we're talking about. They got to make sure they get great shots. But we got to take care of the ball and complete these plays.
$18-point first half lead for the Storm. Batted out of bounds, stays with the Storm.
A lot of misdirection with the Seattle Storm. They're running through the paint, they're faking screens, and the defense just doesn't know where to go. So they got to communicate and stay locked and loaded so they can trail behind the screens.
Well, the Aces, under the tutelage of Bill Lambert, I mean, certainly you heard the players reference to it, bad boy, right? They're talking about his playing days. And when you look at his resume as a player, you think, who doesn't know this? But he was really defensively kind of a standard during his career.
Absolutely. He played the role of the original bad boy. He was there to shut down anything in the middle of the paint.
And he has gotten even more good as a coach because he has done incredible things. Part of the reason he's here in Vegas, of course, is because what he did with the Shock, right? Worst to first. The Las Vegas Aces were in San Antonio. They finished last in the league last year. Bill Lambert said, fine, let's see what we can create, was his attitude as he came to Vegas.
He's excited about taking on the challenge, and we know about his Detroit Shock team where he had those ladies take on his personality, and they were able to do some incredible things and win that championship.
Yeah, 3 championships for the Shock, 2-time WNBA Coach of the Year. I asked him what he thought about the first 2 games. He said, the first game, I thought we went hard for a half. Second game, I thought we went too hard for 2 halves, came up just a little bit short. But it always comes down to defense. And the addition of this athlete right here, Kayla McBride, the toughness that she brings, but also the stretching the floor. We haven't seen a ton of it since early in the first quarter, giving Asia Wilson some more room.
She definitely has to make sure she's getting those shots up because she's being a threat. But that's going to help a lot on offense with Asia getting more space to maneuver.
Seattle has hit 5 from beyond the arc. Sue Bird fouls Wilson. And then serves the ball up on a plate. 16th year, yes, that was a foul. Here you go.
Asia's got to get those elbows up, though.
Blocking foul called now against Stewart.
And that's one thing, you got to come off hard in order to make the defense have to make a decision. So with that, she's rewarded free throws.
Penalty. Tamara Young at the line, shooting 2.
Ty, a strong free throw shooter, came into this game perfect from the stripe.
Looks like she's trying to stretch out that knee. She can get this next shot up.
Hits the back end. Sue Bird, 4-time Olympic gold medalist, 37 years old. The passing, the movement inside, defense. That's Kelsey Bone.
Looking down the court, they were able to collapse on that, so they weren't able to get that shot. But pushing it down the court, it was able to connect on it. Went out of bounds. We'll get another chance on the out-of-bounds play.
Wilson. Going to take it right from up top. No problem.
Absolutely. When in doubt, Asia shoots the ball.
Final minute of the first half. Aces home opener. Stewart. No good, but she gets a second opportunity. Wilson's got it.
Aces basketball.
And Asia knows that she's coming. She's got to go hard. She's going to her strong side. And Alicia played some great defense, but right over the top. Asia's got about a few inches.
7-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Ty checking it out. Up off hands of Seattle.
It's incredible the amount of contact that Asia's getting down there. She's got to learn to play through it, though, because if they're not going to call it, you got to adjust to the way the refs are calling the game.
Well, we can have a conversation with her collegiate coach, Dawn Staley, about that in the third quarter. We talked about stars being here. Katie Wingy told you, well, Dawn Staley here, too, another star. Final seconds of the first half. Bird from the corner. Buries it.
Another three-pointer in the corner. Defense not able to adjust.
Seattle on the strength of their three-pointers. 6 made threes in the first half. Gives them an 18-point lead in the first half. Bill Laimbeer going to go away with his aces, have a conversation perhaps, and I'll bet that some of it's centered around defense.
Real smooth. Real smooth.
You done? Gatorade Flow, all the flavor with a smooth finish.
Hulu presents the real announcers of Studio J.
Kenny's always late.
Shaq, can you find him?
It's only a couple places he could be.
Hulu's part of my pre-show routine.
Do they have my movies on Hulu?
They got everything on Hulu. So now Shaq's missing. He says he's the star of the show.
He said what? I'm gonna go find him. This part always makes me misty.
Where are these guys?
The NBA Finals are here, and fans are wondering who will be this year's taco champs. When a team steals a game on the road, everyone in America steals a free Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell. Steal a game, steal a...
The world is full of anchors, meant to keep you in place. And sometimes, the only person who can remind you to lift those anchors is you.
Oh, 6 months, right? Yeah, 6 months.
Here's to living life anchors up, from a beer that believes that's the only way to live.
Hey, ready?
Ready.
Ready? Vamos. Habla más.
Darla. Ready? Ready.
The Junior NBA World Championship. 32 elite boys and girls teams from around the globe will compete
for a chance to be named Junior NBA World Champions.
The Junior NBA World Championship. Get ready.
Ready on 3. In, on, set, ready.
Welcome back, Storm. It came out like a storm in the first half, took control of the Aces. How about the entertainment you get in Las Vegas? That's the Jabberwockies, legendary group, entertaining the crowd at halftime here. Hey everybody, Anne-Marie Anderson alongside WNBA veteran Rusha Brown. And Rusha, we look at that first half. It really was about the outside shooting of the Storm.
They did a great job in causing motion on the offside so they can have an open shot on the weak side. They had the defense have to penetrate, and after that, they kicked it out, and they were hitting great percentages.
Let's take a look at it and see what the Aces might be talking about in order to stem the tide.
For starters, you got to close out on Breanna Stewart. Risk closing her out, forcing her to penetrate so you can get help. But every time they penetrate, they kick it out, somebody's open on the perimeter for a shot. The help, you just keep going, and they keep going to the same thing. Jewel penetrates, and here you are with Alicia standing right there ready for the shot.
Well, and for the Aces, certainly it's been a big challenge for them to find the defensive effort and intensity they want, but we saw it early. How do they recapture that magic?
They got to get refocused and understand what they did to start the game. That same energy, you got to move. You got to keep scrambling. You can't give up just out of frustration. So they did a great job initially. So let's get back to that.
While taking a look at the Vegas show that's put on here, the Jabberwockies, this energy and intensity here at halftime. Big energy and intensity, no doubt, in the locker room. Storm and Aces continues.
Sam Adams Summer Ale, the official beer of summer. Pairs well with this. And that.
We will be there in no time.
Not so much this. And it tastes pretty great with that. Because it's summer. And nothing goes better with that than this. Sam Adams Summer Ale. Fill your glass.
Our group of friends has been playing the same game of tag for 30 years.
What?
That's a little weird for me, too. Our buddy Jerry, never been tagged.
You've never put your hand on his body?
He's the best that ever played. He thinks he's caught me off guard.
Oh my God, I've caught him off guard. Who drinks hazelnut coffee?
Tag. Rated R. Only in theaters June 15th.
It's the Eat and Play combo, only at Dave & Buster's. Starting at $17.99, get a $10 game card and your choice of 17 apps or entrees all week long. Eat and play for $17.99. One more week only, and only at Dave & Buster's.
I'm Captain Obvious, and Hotels.com rewards me basically everywhere. So why am I doing goat yoga at this mountain resort? Because Hotels.com lets me do me. Ah, the smell of goat. Hotels.com. You do you and get rewarded.
To enjoy Jack Daniel's honey, you don't have to be a whiskey drinker.
You don't have to know we've been doing this for over 150 years.
You don't have to visit Lynchburg either. Or know the real story behind our number 7.
And you don't need to know that we use real honey from real bees.
Like I said, you don't have to be a whiskey drinker. You just need a friendly introduction.
Back in the Mandalay Bay Event Center, Storm leading the Aces at the half. Yesterday, I had a chance to sit down with Bill Lambier and MGM Vice President of Entertainment, Lance Evans, to talk about the emergence of this franchise in Vegas. Game 1 at home. We're all welcomed to Las Vegas. Bill, why is Vegas the right fit for you?
Because they asked me to do it. Now, I need a new challenge. I was in New York for the last 5 years, and I just felt that let's do something different. And this came along, and I said, okay, it's a big challenge, building something from scratch and bringing a new team to a new city, but it's been fun, it's been work, but I've enjoyed it.
Lance, how can you kind of describe to everybody how big the challenge is, how many moving parts there have been to get to this day?
Well, we only bought the team 8 months ago, so it's a short runway to get the starting lineup going. So from production to marketing to creation of a team, starting a franchise is a hard challenge, but we were up to it.
A lot of work.
A lot of work.
I mean, we know that nobody knows how to put on a show better than MGM. And so in terms of what this looks like, the couches, the atmosphere, the signage, what's special about this franchise versus everything else that's happening in the WNBA?
Well, I'll tell you, the Vegas Golden Knights raised the bar for sports experience as a whole. So we learned a lot from them, but we wanted to make sure we brought our special flair to the league, adding things like tables and floor-side tables and a special in-game experience and halftime shows that have meaning, we thought was important for the fan experience.
Meanwhile, Bill, everybody knows you're thinking basketball here, and we know that you came here because of Detroit, in part because of worst to first. There's so much pressure on you. What's kind of step one when you think about the basketball?
Pressure? I don't know what pressure is.
Yeah.
It's just go play the game. It is what it is. It's how it comes out. Hopefully we'll be competitive. We're still, 3 years in a row, last place team. We're a little shorthanded at the moment, but at the same time, we want to put on a product on the floor that competes every minute of every game. The fans are going to pay their money to come watch us, so we're going to perform to the best of our ability. How it all works out, I don't really have a clue right now. I think we're going to have fun. I think we're going to grow. The main thing is to grow and to learn for all of our young players. And if we can do that in this year, it's a big success.
What do you want the culture to look like here for the Aces?
Well, on the court, we're going to play defense, and we're going to play hard every minute of every game. We're going to play together. Then talent takes over. Accumulating talent, we have some good pieces. Do we have enough pieces? That's how we play the games. But I think the environment that can be created in this building, it's a great venue for our product. I think there's a pent-up demand for professional basketball in this town. So if we can put on a show for the fans, I think we're going to have a really good success story here.
No question there will be a show for the fans both on the floor and in the arena. Las Vegas Aces, they're all in. It was a great time talking with Lance Evans and Bill Laimbeer yesterday at the half. Storm leading the Aces. Coming up next, well, we told you the stars are out. Dawn Staley joining us at the table. She's going to talk a little bit about A'ja Wilson and all things basketball.
Get a comprehensive look at the upcoming NBA Finals matchup. Don't miss the NBA Finals preview show presented by YouTube TV. Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on NBA TV.
Ah, Sam Adams Summer Ale. The official beer of summer. It pairs well with this. And that.
We will be there in no time.
Not so much this. And it tastes pretty great with that. Because it's summer. And nothing goes better with that than this. Sam Adams Summer Ale. Fill your glass.
We have got a problem. A few problems, actually.
We've got aging roadways,
aging power grids,
aging everything.
We also have the age-old problem of bias in the workplace.
Really? Never heard of it.
The question is, who's going to fix all of this? An actor? Probably not. But you know who can solve it? Business. Because solving big problems is what business does best. So let's take on the wage gap, the opportunity gap, the achievement gap. Whatever the problem, business can help. And I know who can help them do it.
Tim is moving up in the world, promotion-wise, but his search for an apartment that's close to his new job was going nowhere fast-wise. The buttons they should be pressing are right here on apartments.com, where he can find the most places near his work and propel his upward mobility. Ta-da! The perfect launching pad for the new
Assistant Deputy to the Associate VP of Sales.
The what? Apartments.com. Change your apartment, change the world.
I cannot wait. It's win or go home in a decisive Game 7. Warriors-Rockets, tomorrow at 8 on TNT. Western Finals presented by Hulu.
This copyrighted telecast of WNBA Enterprises may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise used in any form without the express written consent of WNBA Enterprises.
Being the #1 draft pick is something very special. It was really a goal of mine. If you look back on a 13-year-old A'ja, I don't think I would have ever imagined being the #1 pick. So just to hear my name being called as the #1 pick and just to come to a new franchise like the Aces, it was something very special. And hey, I don't know what it took because I was in a great class of girls, and for them to say that I was #1, it's truly a blessing.
Well, we take a look back at the draft at that special moment, and for A'ja Wilson, turned up and turned out. What's the phrase I'm missing there, Rusha? Drip, drip?
Drip, drip.
Look at the sauce.
The sauce, that's what it was. #1 pick in the draft, and of course, she's now working for Bill Laimbeer. Let's talk to her former boss, Dawn Staley, head coach at South Carolina, champion at every level.
Actually, A'ja was the boss.
A'ja was the boss?
Yes, I was the employee.
We can't tell her that. We will never tell her that. Tell us, now that you've seen her make the transition to her professional career, what are your hopes for her?
Well, my hope is for her to learn the game as quickly as possible because it's a different game at this level. The pace is incredibly quick. Not a whole lot of practice time, not a whole lot of prep time on the floor. So you got to learn to, that's the first thing I text her. What did you learn from the game that you just played? Are you watching film? Are you asking questions? Because it doesn't mean you can't learn if you're not physically doing something. That's the part that, youngsters have to realize, that they have to do some other stuff besides, getting out there on the floor. They got to do some homework, and that homework is watching film, watching a lot of film, and being very critical of yourself. And there are certain things, movements out there on the floor as a pro that are just going to happen naturally. You have to know what they are. If you can pick them up quicker, it's going to help you evolve as a player quicker.
You're still coaching her. I love that. Dawn Staley's going to stay with us for a little bit, but we got to send it over to Katie Wingy for a report. Katie?
All right, thanks. I'm here with assistant coach Vicki Johnson. Coach, first time playing on your home floor. You said you want to see nothing else other than competitiveness and energy. How would you evaluate your team's performance in that stance?
We're lacking the energy level. Defensively, we got to play harder. We got to put more pressure on Sue Bird at the one. We have to take pride in our individual defense as well as our team defense, and we got to rebound the basketball.
Yeah, defensively, how do you make things tougher for the Seattle team?
Pressure the basketball, get out on the wing, pressure, play tougher post defense. Just don't allow them to get to their sweet spots, and just be aggressive overall.
All right, thanks for the time, Coach.
You're welcome.
Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Katie and Coach, for joining us, and got Dawn Staley joining us at the table. As you listen to that with your coach's ear, different than our ears, what are you hearing that this Aces team needs to do?
Well, obviously they are being out experienced. Just with the Seattle Storm, they've been one of the top teams in this league for a long time. You do have to make them a little bit more uncomfortable. Stewie is doesn't seem like she's breaking a sweat. She's getting shots in her sweet spot. Jewel Lloyd is just attacking the basket. They just got to make it a little bit more difficult, like Vicki said, of them getting to their spots and make them take a shot maybe a step or two outside of the range that they want.
And so, Dawn, I know that you've played at every level, collegiate, pros, Team USA. How do you help Asia to transition a little bit more and be more successful? I know you talked about video and everything else, but when y'all's communication is going on, how do you help her to get better quicker?
Well, I think she's got to establish, and I think they are. Bill and Asia's got to establish a great relationship, and I think they have. They just got to continue to grow. The summer goes by extremely fast, so you have to communicate. You have to watch film. You have to talk to the veterans on her basketball team to grow each and every game, because you can't stay the same, because the game is moving so fast every time you step on the floor.
And one of the things Bill has talked to her about is being a leader. And she's such a great personality, but she doesn't seem like she wants to step in and offend her teammates. How do we work on getting her to push forward?
Well, Asia's got to feel like it. She's got to get the lay of the land. She is one that likes to be liked. And once she's comfortable, she'll be able to take on the reins of leading. But, she's got some leaders now, that's back, in the fold of things, like Kayla, Kelsey. She's young, but she's somewhat of a leader. I can't wait till Mariah Jefferson gets back on the floor, because, that's where that leadership is going to come from.
Right as you guys are talking about that, I don't know if you saw the play, but Wilson took it to the rack, Stewart over the top, touched her hair, did not like that. It was something on top. Let's talk about your career overall, because I know that when you were a point in Charlotte, you had a certain post down low in Rusha Brown. Tell me what that relationship was like for a moment.
Don't tell me, Dawn.
Rusha was one that always wanted that ball, but it didn't have to come from the point guard. Rusha will go get a rebound in a second. She will come over somebody's back. She's always was hungry for the ball, hungry to get rebounds, hungry to impact the game. And she was not only a great player out there on the floor, but she was a great teammate. And I think a lot of times in the summer basketball and WNBA, the chemistry is really, really important, that you get it quickly, because you don't have a whole lot of prep time. You got 2 or 3 weeks for training camp, and then sporadically you'll have practices in which you can really practice and accomplish things.
Well, you talked about that, and this team maybe even less. They've only had 2 full practices with Kayla McBride and Kelsey Plum back. For Asia Wilson, in terms of stepping up into that leadership role during that time without those other players there, what has she told you about her experience in Vegas so far?
Well, she really hasn't talked about her whole experience. Obviously they put a lot of pressure on her to do a lot of different things, just being the face of the program, video shoots, community service, and it takes all of those things to run a program, that a team that is trying to make its imprint on the community. So she's trying to balance everything out.
You know, she's done a good job. We've been in the community a lot with her, and everybody loves her personality. So I think that's going to help her, too, to get the support in the arena. Some people aren't even basketball fans, but they love her personality, so they want to be here for her.
I mean, by far, and I know I'm probably going to hear this from a couple of my other former players, but by far, she's had the entire package. You know, she's just a great character person. She is a people pleaser, but she's able to do that, you know, being herself. She's just so authentic. When a person can live their truth every single day, you know, you're attracted to that.
And I had the opportunity to host her and her family when they came up after the draft, and I see where she gets it from.
Oh,
her mom and dad, even Roscoe, are incredible.
They're funny. They are incredibly funny, but, you know, they allowed me to coach Asia. They allowed me to coach her. They didn't interfere at all. Did they have questions at times? Absolutely. Because, you know, a lot of people don't understand that what it takes to create someone like Asia Wilson. It creates character. It creates, you know, it takes a lot of money. So she is their investment, and I understand that, and I try to, you know, help Asia understand what she needs to do to be successful at this level.
Well, it's incredible. She's had so many great people pour into her from so many different angles. She talked about her AAU program. She talked about her family. She talked about her coach, her school. There's so many things. So you guys have done an incredible job. So we're excited to have her here in Las Vegas.
Coach, let's talk about the WNBA as a whole for a moment. So many talented players. When you look at the list of players that were cut this year, there were some really talented players there. This is the hardest league in which to get a professional job.
It's hard to get a job here. I would not want to be an athlete, you know, trying to break into this league as a youngster. The product that's on the floor night in and night out, I don't see, you know, why sponsors aren't pouring money into this product because, you know, it's in its, 22nd year?
Yep.
In 22 years, you name any kind of professional league that's had the type of success that this league has had. I think Bill did a great job in his halftime speech. A lot of energy, a lot of movement out there with the ball. Defensive intensity has picked up.
A little bit of room. Wilson goes out to help, and now the Aces on a roll. They're trailing by 13 now. We'll get you involved in the whole analysis, Coach. See what they've been doing while we've been talking, kicking it outside for three.
Bang,
it's
bang.
good.
Good shot, Nia Coffey with the penetration and kick out. That's the energy they have to have. They played well on defense, and when they got down, that same energy was used on offense.
We're going to step away for a moment. Dawn Staley going to stay with us. Talk more Asia Wilson on the other side of the break. Leads cut to 10.
It's back. Refreshing citrus sweet ale. Hello, summer. Ale. Sam Adams Summer Ale. Fill your glass.
Hey, Paul.
Sprintern, what are you up to?
Showing you the unrivaled iPhone 10.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it is nice. And you know what I can do with it?
No, what?
I can unlock it with my face. They call it Face ID. Here, let me show you. See?
Do you have to make that face when you unlock it?
What face?
Get the unrivaled iPhone 10 now for just $20 a month. That's 50% off from Sprint. Switch to Sprint to get the best price for unlimited.
We're proud to reveal that Jim Beam Black has been awarded the world's highest rated bourbon. Their words, not ours. Make history.
There are plenty of good booking sites, but your ideal hotel may only be listed on one, or several, but for very different prices. You really want to check them all? Instead, use Trivago to compare these offers and find your ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
Graduation day, a new start. Now you can begin repaying your student loans.
Refinance at Credible.com, where people have saved on average $18,000 over the life of their loans. In 2 minutes, you can be pre-qualified for real rates, not ranges, from trusted lenders.
Knock 7 years off my payments.
Stop paying too much. 2 minutes is all it takes to see how much you could save on your student loans. Visit Credible.com before your next payment is due.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Call InventHelp now for free information.
Call 1-800-335-4810.
Let's take a look at Asia Wilson's performance tonight and get the word from her coach, her former coach, Dawn Staley.
Anytime she can put that ball on the floor and make two moves, it's hard for any player in this league, no matter how good they are defensively. When a big like that puts it on the floor and makes two moves, she's hard to guard. And then if she get her mid-range going, hard guard for Asia Wilson. That's her spot. Anytime she gets anywhere within 10 to 15 feet of the basket, she's pretty efficient.
And she's learning how to read them because she started shooting early, and then they came up and she went around. So she's doing a great job at her decision making.
Asia's funny. She, after her first game, I'm like, "What did you learn?" She was like, "They're on my every move. They're right there when I make a move." I said, "You got to make it quicker. You got to pull up. She's got a 1 to 2 pull up."
And that's one of the things we talked to her about, anticipating and having your go-to and then your counter. Because they're going to cover it. That first one, you probably won't get most of the time.
And within probably, 7 to 10 games in this league, everybody's going to know what your moves are. So you got to be ready to have those counters ready. I think one thing no one can really take away from her is her ability to offensive rebound. And I don't think she's doing enough of that.
She's been playing really strong. She's followed up some of these shots, but definitely, I love to see her on the boards because she's so powerful underneath.
We'll keep an eye on it. Meanwhile, Natasha Howard picked up her 4th foul. Hamby at the stripe. Unable to convert. Student gets the ball. It was an 18-point lead at halftime. Cut to 10. Now 11. Asia.
30 seconds.
Let's check in with her sideline, Katie Winchell.
All right, during that last timeout, guys, Kayla McBride was getting some services from the training staff. She has a little bit of a fat lip. They were applying some gauze to her mouth to stop the bleeding, and she was eating ice chunks as well. Bill Lambier looked at her and asked her if she was good. Obviously, she's still in the game. She nodded and said, "Coach, I'm good." Adjustment-wise, defensively, Bill Lambier had his team switching on screens, particularly on Sue Bird. Now they were looking to get through those screens to avoid direct lanes to the basket, guys.
Great report, Katie. Thank you so much. Well, there is nothing that's going to keep Kayla McBride off the floor. Fat lip, broken leg. It's not going to happen. She was excited. Still waking up at 3 in the morning after returning from Turkey. Stopped to let her dog rest in New York like any good furry mom. Hey, you have a dog, don't you, Dawn?
I have my son, my boy, Champ. Oh, my goodness.
I think I saw bed pictures of your dog the other day.
I said I wouldn't be that kind of pet owner where my dog would sleep in the bed with me, but once he got to the bed, we both slept pretty darn good.
Oh, no sleeping on the Storm as they came inside, and again, stretching it out.
And Kelsey Bone played great defense, but the backdoor cut was what gave it up for him.
Wilson takes it, turns around, and it's the second effort. Kayla McBride.
Good job. Mia Coffey penetrating and making sure the defense had to make a decision.
Coach, you flinched. What were you thinking? Oh, yeah.
I like the pressure that the Aces are applying. Sometimes that's going to happen, that backdoor cut, because you're overzealous in trying to make a play. I wouldn't get too mad at that. You made them make a play. It's not something they were comfortably doing.
What do you enjoy the most about coaching collegiate athletes?
I'm just a dream merchant. I want players to live out their dream. I was able to play in the WNBA. I was able to play in the ABL. I was able to play overseas. I was able to play in the Olympic Games. There is nothing like playing and competing at the very highest level. So I miss I missed that part of it.
Lloyd, again, forced to take a shot that maybe wasn't perfect. Aces now have the chance to cut it to single digits.
One of the things we saw was Kelsey Bones helping on that screen instead of letting it go.
Oh, yes, she did. Just over the top. Wilson sneaking up behind her. Fierce. Let's take a look at it. You two break it down.
Asia Wilson, 2 moves. Stewie took her right hand off. I don't know why I guess she didn't want her to go left, so she gave her a lane going to the basket, but didn't cover up her left hand. Asia's got to do a better job in finishing. That's her shot. But I do like the fact that she hustled back on defense and knocked the ball loose from Stewie.
Lloyd shot contested but falls.
Got the roll for sure. The defensive intensity is still picked up, so I just like how it's transitioning and getting back on offense and how they're using that.
We haven't seen the rain of threes from the other side from the Storm that we did in the first half. Bone bumping hard, surrounded by Storm.
She tried to make a way out of no way. Wasn't able to come away with a basket. Right here is where the ball pressure has to happen. Great job by Lindy. Kelsey stepped up.
Making a smart move. Canada in front.
Unable to connect.
Coach, you thought you were coming for just a couple minutes. Sorry, we're just escaping you here.
Right.
Action's too good.
It is. The last 3 shot attempts for the Aces were in the paint. They came up short.
That's the thing. They're getting the looks. They just got to finish them.
2 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Allen going to slow it down. Take a moment. Inside.
Going straight to the basket.
Well, Coach, you have been very patient with us, sitting here and joining us for this third quarter. Thank you so much as we say goodbye to you here and let you go back to your seat watching the game, because we know we're all in here in Vegas.
I miss being on the sideline. It's like coaching.
Come back anytime.
Come back anytime. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thanks, Dawn. So good to see you. When do you leave?
Rusha, we'll get back to it afterwards.
Dawn makes me excited. I'm so excited to have her here.
Former player. She's not leaving the arena yet, just the table. And the finish.
Awesome. That's a great penetration by Seattle. We got to close that gap and not allow them to get in between. Kelsey Bone going up strong. I can't understand how all this contact is not getting a foul.
Just over a minute remaining in the third quarter. Maybe still 12. Canada for 2. Wilson grabs it. Bone trying to create a little room. And again, but within 10.
That's one of the things. She learned to read how the refs are calling it. They're not calling that contact. So she did a fadeaway, made some space, and got the shot off in the basket.
Foul called on Allen. Let's take a look at it.
So right now we see she gets it inside, and with the full body, even the elbow to the chest, you got to get it off once she turns around. They didn't call it. She decides to go back in, but turn around, fadeaways.
47 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Shooters coming in. Kelsey Plum, Kayla McBride, the 2 who have arrived from overseas just days ago.
And let's see if Kelsey can get some of this offensive pressure where she's getting some shots up to open it up in the middle. But it starts on defense.
Howard for 3.
That penetration, they have to switch. That causes a big problem because there's nobody out there.
8 made threes for the Sonics today. For the Storm today. Plum in Canada. Faced off a ton,
Awesome.
drew the foul.
Very good. They have some history, so she's fully aware of her capabilities. But Kelsey needs to get her rhythm. A great drive to the basket. Let's see if she can finish these two.
Plum shot more free throws than any college player in history.
It's incredible. She was the league's darling. She got those shots up. But that's what happens when you're aggressive.
She knew how to create contact. She knows. I'm going to put that in past tense. She knows. All-rookie team last year was Kelsey Plum.
See if she can put some defensive pressure up here. That's where it all starts, pressure on the ball.
Canada and Plum up top. 5-second differential. Canada got around. No foul. Or was there?
Yeah, they actually called it. It's amazing because it's a foul on one end, but the same contact.
That's her second personal.
Second foul on Plum. Jordan Canada has had such a nice relationship with Sue Bird. Talked to her before her senior year of college about becoming a leader. I asked her about that relationship on the floor. She said she really relies on a lot of communication with Sue Bird, but Bird said to her, look, I'm your teammate, so if there's something you need to tell me or say to me, let me know. And Jordan Canada said, there's nothing I need to say to Sue Bird, but thanks.
If that leader is anywhere near me, I'm trying to be in her ear as often as I can.
Plum for two. First bucket, I think, is Plum.
And that's the thing about Kelsey. She's capable of making her shot, making her own shot.
11-point lead for the Storm. More action coming up. Fourth quarter next.
The world is full of anchors, meant to keep you in place. And sometimes, the only person who can remind you to lift those anchors is you.
Oh, 6 months, right? Yeah, 6 months.
Here's to living life anchors up, from a beer that believes that's the only way to live.
We have got a problem. A few problems, actually. We've got aging roadways, aging power grids, aging everything. We also have the age-old problem of bias in the workplace.
Really? Never heard of it.
The question is, who's going to fix all of this? An actor? Probably not. But you know who can solve it? Business. Because solving big problems is what business does best. So let's take on the wage gap, the opportunity gap, the achievement gap. Whatever the problem, business can help. And I know who can help them do it.
This is Lynchburg, Tennessee, home of Jack Daniels. A small town with big dreams of having their own NBA team.
What?
We know it's not the most exciting place in the world, but we have no shortage of team spirit. And while we're not exactly known for our abilities on the court, we do know a thing or two about developing a franchise. Jack Daniels, the most exciting thing about Lynchburg, Tennessee, for now.
As a child, I always wanted to be the WNBA, but I never thought I could.
Dawson shows her range.
I was shy, awkward, a little chubby. The basketball was definitely my niche.
Taken down by Dolson.
Being in the WNBA, I've been able to inspire other young girls and help them with their confidence. I always take care of people, especially with my teammates. Now they call me Big Mama Steph. I'm here to work.
Fourth quarter action happening now, and it's an 11-point lead for Seattle. They've made 8 threes. That was a 2. To the Aces 3. made threes. McBride and Plum finished 1 and 2 and made threes last year for this franchise when they were in San Antonio. They are both on the floor right now. No question, if you're going to try to cut this lead, that's the best way to try to do it if you can get the space.
Out there.
Kicked outside, drew attention, and it worked.
Great job. It's the same thing they've been experiencing on defense. You penetrate, make the defense suck in, kick the ball out for the open jumper.
As scripted. Aces got to 10 repeatedly in the third quarter. Never broke into single digits after trailing by 18 at the half. Coffey, Wilson, and McBride each with 17. Love Jordan Canada having a conversation there. She's a freshman. She's a rookie. She's talking. During her collegiate career, that is the thing that Corey Close, the head coach of UCLA, worked with her a lot on. Getting her to say, I am the captain of the ship.
And especially as a point guard, you have to be the coach on the court. So she does well in doing that.
Well, she was talking there to Natasha Howard, who's in her 5th year in the league. Canada, a rookie. No Bird, no Stewart on the floor. I'll tell you what, Kelsey Plum loves this, though. She loves this moment. She loves this opportunity because Kayla McBride and Kelsey Plum, the shooters who just joined the team from overseas, driving and getting the foul is Hamby.
Now, De'Erica is very crafty as far as getting to the basket. She was able to penetrate, come from the wing, and get inside and do her up and under. So now she gets 2 shots.
Yep. Put Howard into her 5th foul.
That's key, because she's been doing some damage out here tonight.
Stewart coming in as Howard goes out.
It's not a bad exchange.
No, I was saying the same thing.
Looking for the defensive pressure to see if you can keep the intensity for the Aces.
The catch and shoot quickly. Second effort. Are they going to let a third effort happen? No.
Kayla brings it down. Let's see if she does a solid for Kelsey Plum.
McBride on the corner. Is it going to work again? Suck it in and draw it out? Nope. The tip. Plum. Oh, she's taking a step in, and you know that maybe need to be a shot. Seconds winding down.
Yeah, that's her shot. She needed to put that one up. The time was running out, and that was exactly where she needed to be.
Yep, she's frustrated. You look at her face, she knows. Got to let it go. Next play. Kick from the corner, because otherwise they're going to bury a 3.
Absolutely.
Skata Lewis does.
Exactly what they look for. The fact that they penetrate, get to kick that ball out in the corner. Somebody's waiting to shoot every time.
Swords. Nobody there to contest for that rebound.
And nobody under the boards. Well, everybody's getting back, so we got to make sure. The Aces got to make sure that they're looking to get on the board. The play is not over until the rebound is caught.
Canada again just feeds underneath. Fight is on. Ball is Aces.
Being aggressive.
Asia Wilson coming back in Russia. They trail by 14. You got 7 minutes remaining. What do the Aces need right now?
We need a good penetration and kick for a solid 3 for Kayla McBride or Kelsey Plum. And then we can look inside to Asia, of course, but she's always going to have a look.
Coming around, Stewart. This is also looking for some shots to fall. I mean, when Coach Dawn Staley was joining us here saying, look, the last 3 shots have been in the paint, nothing falling. And the story is totally different for the Storm. Skata Lewis going unconscious in this last quarter.
They're too comfortable. They get to that spot, and they're able to get those shots off uncontested.
Seattle is shooting 500 from beyond the arc. 50%, 10 for 20. Look, this is what it looks like. It's over and over. Muscata Lewis from the corner. It's good.
So you took the Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest pizza and stuffed more cheese into the crust?
Yep.
Huh. Cheese?
Poor guy. Couldn't wrap his mind around all that cheese.
Got a large Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest stuffed crust pepperoni pizza for $9.
Pizza.
I barely touched him. Come on, Steph. Come on.
Get up! This is where a kid fell down and a champion got up.
Get ahead in the game!
This is where I learned that failure is a great teacher.
This is where shoes that fell became footsteps to follow.
The Golden State Warriors select Stephen Curry from Davidson College.
This is where ego was laid to rest and humility rose in its place. But my mind is where every challenge I've ever faced has been won or lost.
Every time a Friday feels like a family reunion, a Corona gets its lime. Every time your work friends and your friends become friends. And every time it's like you're the only people on earth, a Corona gets its lime.
Download the NBA app now to follow the 2018 NBA playoffs live.
We gotta play a little harder. Now is the moment. I like that. Take our shots and make our shots. James, 2 seconds. 1 second for the win. That's a winner.
Download the NBA app now and follow the 2018 NBA playoffs live.
Where are the game so far?
Seattle, their three-point shot, 10 three-pointers. And then we have McBride. She's got 17 points with 3 for 5 from the three-point line. Mia Kaufman's playing well, 17 points, so she's hit her 1 three-pointer. And Asia Wilson is exactly who we thought she was, but we need a little bit more.
17 points for Wilson as well. Plum is out right now. Lindsay Allen in. McBride got fouled. Oh, yes, she did.
Yeah, she needed that.
Now it's a two-point shot, by the way.
Coming out of the timeout. Perfectly run played, executed by Asia with the handoff, allowing Kayla to get that shot off.
McBride is just a shooter, and that's exactly what they have been missing. But I'm telling you, nothing is converting. Nothing
like
going easy for them.
Goal has a lid on it down here.
Stewart, meanwhile, catch, shoot.
Great rebound by Ty. Push it down the court. Let's see what this fast break looks like.
Wilson, good. Fast break looks good. This just in.
Absolutely. Ty pushed the ball down the court and was able to get it inside to Asia on a fast break before everybody else could get back.
13-point lead with 6 minutes remaining in the home opener of the first season ever for the Las Vegas Aces.
Great rotation by defense, but still an easy shot on the three. Whenever the defense gets sucked in, there's somebody waiting on the perimeter to get that shot off.
Whitcomb hits that one. And it has been something. Back-to-back wins for Seattle. They're looking for their back-to-back-to-back, and they have made 11 threes. It's awfully hard to trade twos for threes.
Lindsay Allen with the spin move.
Oh boy, that's pretty. There's a lot of work to be done in these last 5 minutes. Nobody knows that better than Seattle, actually, who was down quite a bit on Friday night, ended up coming back, forcing it to overtime in the last 4 seconds of the game, and then winning in overtime.
Right now they have a pretty good handle on it, but let's see if the Aces are able to put some pressure on them offensively and defensively.
Tie inside, and again, not going to happen. Asia Wilson fouled as she's fighting for it.
Great move by Ty to the basket, but we haven't been able to finish at all. Luckily, Asia is one of the ones that's on to the board, and she collected that rebound. Ty with a backdoor cut. Just rolls off the rim, but Asia's right there to collect it. Fouled by Mosqueda Lewis.
It's Aces basketball.
McBride on a scramble play. Wrestling it out with Lloyd. She's gritty.
She's not giving it up, so she's definitely going to fight for it. And right on that last play, Asia had the whole weak side, but she was so set on trying to pass it up. But she's got to take advantage. She's got an advantage there.
Coffee coming back in, swords out. Over to Wilson, turns, blocked by Stewart. Off Stewart's hands, and it remains Ace's ball.
Great jump ball and recovery.
One second remaining, shots up. No good, but look at the rebound by Coffee. That's why she's in.
Aggressive on the boards. We need that energy to stay alive. She's done a great job, and the Aces are doing a lot better with that energy on the board right now.
What an effort from her coming around.
Shot goes up, and she follows that shot, so she's able to get the board and go straight back up, and her defense wasn't ready.
Nia Coffey can guard anybody, according to head coach Bill Lambier.
She's a tough defender, so she guards the guards as well as the post. So she's the solid body. She does exactly what she needs to do.
Yep, struggled a little bit scoring last year. She blew that away in the season opener this year.
She came into camp with a totally different mindset. She's been locked in the entire time. Let's see if this defensive intensity picks up.
Howard fading away. Dan Hughes coached Natasha Howard's father years ago, years and years and years ago.
Wow, basketball history.
Yep, in Toledo, Anthony Williams.
Ty going in strong, and she's being assertive, and they still haven't been able to collect any fouls on that. She's penetrating, so she's got to be assertive.
Four minutes remaining. Home opener for the Aces. Sue Bird directing traffic for the Storm. For three. Wilson's ball.
Absolutely. Asia's pulling it in. And once again, they have that defensive pressure. And luckily, they weren't able to capitalize on that last three. But Asia's going to the boards both offensively and defensively.
Well, that is what Coach Dawn Staley told us here, a former coach at South Carolina, that she wanted to see her do a little bit more on the offensive boards. She has done that.
She has, and now she's being rewarded. She gets to get a couple of shots.
Shot's good. Aces have pulled it to 10 several times in the second half, but have never cut it to single digits. Is this the moment? It is.
Awesome. Now we need a defensive stop in order to get that intensity on.
Sue Bird with an energetic Allen in front of her.
Great defense by Asia. Ty gets the tech. She's contesting the hook by Brianna Stewart. She got it the first time. And Brianna just hooked Asia, and Ty was talking to the ref about it.
Let's take a look at it again.
Sue Bird with the entry pass. Asia's playing great, but Brianna uses that elbow to nudge her out. So that's the hook that Ty was talking to the referees about.
You can feel it. The not in my house feeling. Ty cuts underneath and finishes.
Great job. The two of them were looking for one another. Great job. Ty is one of the toughest players on the team. She's not deterred by contact. In fact, she looks for it. Asia squares up and sees Ty cutting down the baseline for the basket and one.
The house is on fire. Fans here loving their new team, the Las Vegas Aces, inaugural season, first home game. Ty at the line. Short, batted, McBride.
Another chance for the possession in order to get...
Look who's on the corner. McBride's on the corner for two. Picks it up, puts it away. Within 8, with under 3 minutes to go. Closest this team has been since the first half.
That hustle on offense has to lead to defense.
Heat's on. Ball in the hands of the veteran, Sue Bird. 4 seconds remaining. Bird.
And they are contesting and doing everything they can, but they got to finish the defensive play with a rebound.
For 3. And all those threes that were falling earlier are not falling right now in the house. Ty around to Asia Wilson. Oh, yes, she did.
And you see the energy. The energy's picking up. You see Asia, you see Ty. They're jumping around. They're yelling. Right now, they force a timeout.
We are in Vegas, and they believe in Vegas that the house always wins. McBride for 2, and then inside, Asia Wilson finishes. The lead has been cut to 6.
Sam Adams Summer Ale, the official beer of summer. It pairs well with this. And Matt.
We will be there in no time.
Not so much this. And it tastes pretty great with that. Because it's summer. And nothing goes better with that than this. Sam Adams Summer Ale. Fill your glass.
Hulu presents The Real Announcers of Studio J.
Kenny's always late.
Shaq, can you find him?
There's only a couple places he could be.
Hulu's part of my pre-show routine.
Do they have my movies on Hulu?
They got everything on Hulu. So now Shaq's missing. He says he's the star of the show.
He said what? I'm gonna go find him. This part always makes me misty.
Where are these guys?
Graduation day, a new start. Now you can begin repaying your student loans. Refinance at Credible.com, where people have saved on average $18,000 over the life of their loans. In 2 minutes, you can be pre-qualified for real rates, not ranges, from trusted lenders.
Knock 7 years off my payments.
Stop paying too much. 2 minutes is all it takes to see how much you could save on your student loans. Visit Credible.com before your next payment is due.
I'm a breakfast person. But what's really important for you in a hotel? Location? Cleanliness? Or maybe the quality of your bed? Well, you're in luck, because Trivago's got you covered. Trivago shows you how all the things you like in a hotel stack up against other hotels. Ratings for breakfast, location, and even cleanliness are calculated from more than 140 million reviews. I'll take that. And that's just one more way Trivago helps you find your ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
The house is on fire. Inaugural season home game. Fans on their feet throughout much of this fourth quarter. This is the closest the Aces have been since 1914 in the first quarter. Huge buckets, Rusha, before the break.
And right now they got to lock in on defense because the Aces have had that intensity, but right now is when it really counts.
McBride McBride defending in front of Lloyd, not letting her see it all. 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Bird. Tie in a foot race. McBride for three.
That was a great look at the basket for Kayla McBride, but she wasn't able to capitalize. But they got a chance to get another stop and push it back down the court.
Stewart comes around and draws contact. Let's check in with Katie Wingy.
Talking with Coach Lambier yesterday, guys, he said win or lose, he wanted to show the fans how hard this team plays. He said, yes, we're still growing, we're still learning, but it's, even especially being such a young team, it's not going to be for a lack of effort. His message in every huddle this game has been keep working, keep playing, stay in the game. And at the end of that last timeout, he smiled, looked at his players that were in the game and said, that's what I'm talking about, guys.
That's what I'm talking about. I love it, Katie.
That intensity, he wants it, he demands it, and right now they're delivering.
He also delivers it, right? I mean, part of it is what you model. He is an intense man, an intense coach, loves these players. Oh, you can tell the way he talks about them. 7-point deficit, just over a minute remaining. Kicked out for three.
Nia Coffey with the same penetration and kick out. Great shot.
Officials just wanted to make sure they saw what they saw. And they did. It's a 9-1 Vegas run. 4-point deficit. In the house that MGM built, by the way. 1 minute remaining.
And now the scramble is on for the defense just to see if they can get this stop or if they can force them into something.
Aces
Great
ball.
stop. Aces ball.
McBride had some room, had it stripped.
The opportunity was there. One more stop.
Bird buries it for three. Another 100-point game in this league.
Incredible decision by Sue Bird. She waited for the great screen by Courtney Paris. She saw it coming. She used the big body, and Asia wasn't stepping up, so she read the defender coming off the screen. If they don't step up, you've got the open shot. So she took it and nailed it.
This is entertainment. This is what Vegas is about. The house is packed. The Aces in the home opener have responded in the fourth quarter with showing their toughness, showing what Bill Lambier wants their identity to be. But it has been the three-point shooting of Seattle. They have 12 made threes. That is awfully tough to contest.
And they're right there shooting at right below 50%, so it's really hard to do better than that. So we're looking now as we're excited about the team coming back out. We'll see what they do offensively and defensively. We see the three-pointers that they have going out. Every time it's a penetration and a kick. Penetration and a kick. We have to see what they do, what the Aces will do as far as recovering. But with 26 seconds left, some decisions have to be made.
Seattle has taken 26 three-pointers. The Aces have taken 9.
Incredible. We were looking to see if there would be a little more of an outside presence with both Kelsey Plum and Kayla McBride back.
Kayla McBride, 3 for 6 from beyond the arc today. Wilson, but it doesn't fall. She gets the foul.
She did a great job of setting the defender up, and now she's going to the line for 2. The entire time, she got about 3 fouls for the price of 1. It's incredible. Kelsey Plum hasn't taken any threes. We were looking to see if she'd have a presence.
Yeah, 10 minutes played for Plum. Wilson. Five-point deficit. 23 seconds remaining.
Another timeout. Let's see what he draws up coming out of the timeout for the defenders.
This Aces team is still shy one athlete, and that is Mariah Jefferson, another three-point shooter who's been sitting out for 8.5 months. But we do have, of course, Asia Wilson. Let's get to know her a little bit.
Ooh, if I wasn't a basketball player, I think I'm probably like, they need those people to test out mattresses and beds. Sleep athlete. Call your girl Asia up. My favorite emoji is this one. The person that I want to play me in a movie.
She's a lot of fun. Big personality is Asia Wilson.
Asia's incredible both on and off the court.
Coach Dawn Staley talked about how much is asked and expected of her coming into this Vegas franchise, but she knows that. She embraces that. She's got the gifts, the personality for it.
And luckily, like Coach Staley said, she is living uniquely her own life, and she's exactly who they expect her to be. So it's easy for her. A little taxing, but easy.
Sue Bird on the strike. Hits the three. Takes the 2 free throws. This is what she does over 480 games.
She's been a leader on this team since she got here, so you don't expect anything less of her.
16th year in the league. She takes such good care of herself in terms of knowing her body. I think it was Dan Hughes that told me years ago that Sue Bird said to her, I don't know, I feel like I'm a pound or two over where I want to be. A pound or two.
A pound or two. Yeah. But that's the thing, as an athlete, that is your tool. So you've got to make sure you keep it honed in perfect position.
How many times has Sue Bird been in this situation and just answered the bell? "17 seconds. Bounced off the foot of Lloyd.
They looked for Ty coming off of the back screen on the weak side. She was open. We just couldn't get the ball into her. You see Seattle switching on all the screens.
Contact as Wilson tried to take that shot. Or she did take that shot.
Brianna got her on the wrist.
No big deal there, though, right? 9.8 seconds remaining. Sue Bird, by the way, 4-time Olympic gold medalist. Will she play all the way through 2020? That is the question people are asking.
She definitely looks like she can play as long as she wants to. She takes great care of her body, and she is executing at a very high level.
Jordan Canada said in playing that final 10 minutes, that overtime, it was really incredible for her to have Sue Bird on the floor with her, helping her through it. It's the first time she's been in that situation as a pro. And she said it was just amazing to look over and see Sue Bird coach on the floor.
I can see how that makes you a little more comfortable when things are a little tight.
Meanwhile, for the Las Vegas Aces, what a show it has been here at the Mandalay Bay Event Center. MGM International knows how to put on a show. And I'll tell you what, as great as it looked on TV, if you come to Vegas, we know you come for the food, you come for the shows, you come for the gambling. Well, now you come for the sports, because the Golden Knights and the Las Vegas Aces bring a show.
Incredible job, and the enthusiasm and the energy in this building today has been incredible.
Packed house. Aces will have another home game here next Friday night. A fun one, too. Coffee picks up her 5th. They'll host Washington here next Friday. Washington, who beat Minnesota earlier today.
A great win for them.
Washington 4-0, I think they are in the league already.
Incredible what they've done, especially this last game against the Lynx, and Deladon didn't even play in that second half much.
Yeah, I don't think she played at all in the second half. They were saying intestinal, stomach bug. Final seconds, why not? Coffee. Seattle comes out on top over the Aces, but what a show from the Las Vegas Aces and Bill Laimbeer.
Incredible fight shown by the Aces here tonight. They started off with great intensity. Things kind of slowed down for them, but they did not give up, and that's one of the things Bill Laimbeer is super excited about, having some young ladies that are going to lay it on the line every night.
In the end, the Storm, with 12 made threes, made the difference in the score. But for the Aces, who have only had 2 practices as a full squad, they have made incredible improvements with the additions of McBride and Plum.
You can only expect for them to get better, because the more time they spend together, they start to gel, they start to understand where their players want to be. It'll only get better for them.
We'll be back to wrap it all up from the Mandalay Bay Events Center after this. Las Vegas Aces put on a show tonight on their home floor.
So you took the Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest pizza and stuffed more cheese into the crust?
Yep.
Huh. Cheese.
Poor guy. Couldn't wrap his mind around all that cheese.
Got a large Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest stuffed crust pepperoni pizza for $9.
Pizza. Hi, guys. I know it's going to get a little wacky in the next couple of days. Just don't go too far.
We'll take it easy.
Absolutely.
You know what that means? We tagged Jerry at the wedding.
Please tell me what's going on here.
We've been playing the same game of tag for 30 years.
No tag at the rehearsal, no tag at the luncheon, and do not even mention tag at the ceremony.
Eat my ice cream. What? He knows I'm lactose intolerant. He's taunting me.
Tag, rated R, only in theaters June 15th.
The Andersons can finally stop knocking on disappointment's door. Because I've assembled the most family-friendly home rentals at apartments.com. Yeah, to land them on the doorstep of a more welcoming dwelling. Knock, knock. Who's there? The Andersons.
The Andersons who?
The Andersons want to know why you're in their new home. It's me. Come on, here we go. Apartments.com. Change your apartment, change the world.
No bars. Oh no, looks like somebody needs a new network. When I got this unlimited plan, they told me they were all the same. I was just trying to save a few bucks. Verizon has the largest, most reliable 4G LTE network in America. It's basically made for places like this.
Honey, what if it was just us out here?
Yeah, well, I guess I didn't think about that. Verizon did. So I ordered you a car. Thank you. You don't want to be out here at night because of the coyotes. Bye.
Unlimited is only as good as the network it's on. Go with the best, starting at $40 a line for 4 lines.
This is a story about mail and packages. And it's also a story about people. People who rely on us every day to deliver their dreams. They're handing us more than mail. They're handing us their business. And while we make more e-commerce deliveries to homes than anyone else in the country, we never forget that your business is our business. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.
House. And then the actual basketball itself. Asia Wilson and company answered the bell, giving the Seattle Storm a very tough fight. This is the house that the Aces built all season long. Game 1 in the books.
It's summer.
Summer is here!
The surest sign that summer has arrived. The summer can from Corona. Get it while you can.
From day one, we always came through for our customers. It's how we earned your trust. Until we lost it. Today, we're renewing our commitment to you, fixing what went wrong and ending product sales goals for branch bankers, so we can focus on your satisfaction. It's a new day at Wells Fargo, but it's a lot like our first day. Wells Fargo, established 1852, re-established 2018.
Big plays, baby, big plays. That's it. Now we're in. MVP, baby, MVP.
Is that Mike?
Yeah, he lost his wall or something. He's on his way.
Classic Mike.
Catch all the action at Buffalo Wild Wings.
This is NBA action.
Eastern Conference Finals. I've been working for this all year, so excited about this challenge.
It has come down to Boston and Cleveland as the last two squads still standing in the East.
Celtics and Cavaliers playing for the right to go to the NBA Finals.
School may be out, but the draft class of 2018 is definitely in session at the NBA Combine.
It's a process that you've been dreaming about your whole life, and you've seen it on TV. Just to be able to be here and experience it.
A lot of the times for me, I just try to lead by example.
Come on, you're good. Come on. Let's go, fellas, let's go.
And Al Horford is embracing his role as a veteran leader of one of the NBA's most dynamic young teams.
When I see something on the court, I'll talk to them, I'll tell them about it.
Hey, good defense, good defense.
We tip things off this week in the East with a classic confrontation between the up-and-coming Boston Celtics and the three-time defending conference champion Cleveland Cavaliers. So let's leap into the action with a trip to the 2018 NBA Finals at stake.
Welcome to a chilly Sunday afternoon in Boston. Celtics and Cavaliers playing for the right to go to the NBA Finals.
Game 1. Eastern Conference Finals. Been working for this whole year, so excited about this challenge.
The Celtics continue to shock the world with the collection of young talent that they have. A lot of guys that are multifaceted and have loads of heart.
LeBron's probably having the best postseason he's ever had. This is LeBron's conference, and I'm not going to pick anybody to beat the Cavs, but this is going to be a tight series.
Let's attack. Here we go. Brown the crossover, Brown the drive, and the finish. Right now, let's make sure we're doing every little thing. Here we go. A first half in which the Celtics dominate both sides of the floor. The Cavaliers are trailing by 28 points. We're doing a lot of good things. Stay in our system. Keep attacking appropriately. Horford gets up and in. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. It's all Celtics, start to finish.
Good win for us. Felt like we set the tone defensively and protected home court. That's what you got to do in the playoffs.
LeBron James likes to say his success is nothing more than a product of the work he puts in. So he got to the Garden early, put in some work.
LeBron James got to take the bull by the horns. Look to be aggressive early. Shot clock winding down. James falling away, a three. He nails it. LeBron James rains down a storm on the Celtics in the first quarter. He gets 21. Everybody fight for everything. We always respond. It's what we do. The Cavs have pushed the lead to 9. Tatum, scoop layup is good. Jason Tatum erupting here. I love where we're at. Keep competing. Keep attacking with purpose. Brown attacks and finishes. The Celtics regain the lead. Morse into the open man. Rozier, 3. Oh, got it. This building has exploded. A stirring come from behind win. And the Cavs are going back to Cleveland. Down 0-2. Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. It's desperation time for the Cavaliers. Blocked by James. Playing good defense, getting good stuff. Make sure we get a shot every time, all right? James spreads the needle. Perfect pass to Nance. Nice feed inside again. James has had some magnificent passes tonight. Right side of Love. He finds LeBron. Backdoor, and he hammers home. A reverse dunk. And this Eastern Conference Final is now 2-1 in favor of the Celtics. Tonight, will the Cavaliers keep it rolling and send the series back to Boston tied at 2?
Feel good, especially after the last game. Felt we came out, gave a lot of great energy. Need the same effort tonight in Game 4.
Kevin Love the rebound. Throws it down to James. Catches in traffic and banks it home. What a pass and what a catch.
This is a different Cavaliers team defensively than we saw in the first 2 games of this series.
Blocked by Thompson. Oh, Tristan tapped him down. LeBron James now the other way to the foul line down the lane. Make your own score.
LeBron James with another virtuoso playoff performance. James sets, puts up a 3. Bang! LeBron James' 6th 40-point-plus performance in the 2018 postseason. These Eastern Conference Finals are tied at 2 games apiece.
It's the mantra of our playoffs, whatever it takes. So, as long as my mind is into it and my passion is there and ready to lead these guys, then I'll give us a chance.
YouTube TV, cable-free live TV is here. Try it free.
This torque wrench is on a mission. It helped this guy on his ride. He fixed that, him and his engine, and her with a brake job. And it's just one of 100 specialty tools that AutoZone loans for free. So what are you gonna do with it?
Closed courses, fast cars, lots of stunt drivers. Yeah, must be another Dodge commercial. Dodge, domestic, not domesticated.
Larry Magic, what was their impact?
They were teachers. It inspired all of us.
We were pretty good too.
What is the next evolution for this game?
Don't miss Open Court, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, only on NBA TV.
Welcome back to NBA Action. There's news that several of the coveted head coaching opportunities in the association have just been filled. But we'll begin this instant replay with a recap of how the ping pong balls bounced to determine the selection order for the 2018 NBA Draft. Representatives from franchises hoping for a top pick in next month's NBA Draft gathered in Chicago to see if Lady Luck would smile on them.
The 3rd pick in this year's draft goes to the Atlanta Hawks. The 2nd pick will be made by the Sacramento Kings. And that means that the #1 pick in the 2018 NBA Draft goes to the Phoenix Suns. So barring a trade, this will be the Suns' first #1 overall pick in franchise history.
In the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix not only holds the top pick in the draft, but they also have a new coach, Igor Kokoshkov, to lead them into the next era. At the world's most famous arena, the New York Knicks decided that the Big Apple was in need of a head coach who could add a little grit and grind.
This is quite humbling to be sitting here today with you guys. I'm so honored to be the head coach of the New York Knicks.
The buzz at the Hive is that a former top Spurs assistant is now the man leading the Charlotte Hornets.
As the new head coach of the Charlotte Hornets, I'm thrilled, I'm excited for this opportunity.
I embrace it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for this challenge, and I'm thrilled.
And the Milwaukee Bucks search has ended with the hiring of another former Spurs assistant who also happens to be the 2015 NBA Coach of the Year.
Couldn't be more excited about this opportunity. The fit is, to me, what this is about.
Many of the draft hopefuls were also in Chicago for the NBA Combine, where executives from around the league gathered up all the measurables from the class of 2018.
Preparing for the draft, it's a process that you've been dreaming about your whole life. To be here and experience it, for the first time, it's a great experience for me, and I'm just excited to be here.
I honestly feel pretty prepared going into these team's workouts and having these guys kind of watch me under a microscope. And I'm really looking forward to the process of trying to get better.
You're here and you're meant for this moment. You just got to be prepared and ready for each workout you get into.
You see on TV, like some Larry Bird and big-time names like that walking through, and it's amazing. And then when you're actually here, seeing everyone here, it's a little bit overwhelming, but I just want to have a lot of fun with it. I've been doing stuff like this, running and jumping my whole life, and there's nothing to be nervous about or uptight about. Just have fun with it.
Hell yeah. Great job. Great job. The scrimmage was fun. The team was great. We had a great day today. We won by 30, 20, I don't even know. It was a great day.
Let's play together, make the extra pass, get great shots, all right? Here we go, man. Here we go.
We got some nice pieces. Everybody was sharing the ball.
1, 2, 3, baby.
And it was beautiful basketball.
Beautiful when you play together, man. Y'all know that. Like everybody, man, it's not a company line. Everybody plays well.
There's a lot of knowledge to be attained out here. I keep saying that, but I've enjoyed the relationships I've built already with a couple teams. Meeting these guys, out here competing with these guys on this stage is kind of a dream.
It's very important to be able to be in shape, making sure you're at the top of your game, just being confident in yourself. Now, I've worked so hard just to get to this point, so I just got to make sure I'm staying focused.
You can always feel like you can do better, but overall I think they're pretty good. I showed my athleticism and who I am, so this is only the start. I'm going to continue to work hard, get better. My strength, my speed is only going to improve from here, so I'm happy with the outcome.
Get a comprehensive look at the upcoming NBA Finals matchup. Don't miss the NBA Finals preview show presented by YouTube TV, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on NBA TV.
People rely on you to fix the leak. Prep the food. Keep it cool. And please your customers. No matter what people count on you to do, you can rely on the Ram ProMaster and ProMaster City to help you do it better than anyone else.
During commercial van season, competitive commercial van owners or lessees are eligible for these incentives on Ram ProMaster and ProMaster City.
Every time you want the weekend to start on Thursday, a Corona gets its line. Every time you want a New York minute to slow down. And every time you can't think of a single thing you need, a Corona gets its line.
Mix and match the flame grilled Whopper with crispy chicken or spicy crispy chicken. The 2 for $6 mix or match deal, only at Burger King.
You're scruff, unruly, untamable. Now, everything you know about grooming is about to change. Introducing MicroTouch Solo, the new hyper-advanced smart razor that trims, shaves, and edges, all with the same blade. Dual-sided German stainless steel blades let you shave up or down with micro-precision. And look, snap on the guide to perfectly trim beards. Snap it off to precision-edge sideburns. And it's safe to the touch, so it's even perfect on body hair. Get your all-new MicroTouch Solo now. Complete with stainless steel blade, pivoting head, built-in high-intensity spotlight, plus 3 custom guides, all for just $24.99. Call 1-800-828-7508 or go to microtouchsolo.com. Order now, and we'll include an additional German stainless steel head, free. The personalized precision grooming solution from MicroTouch.
We're back with more NBA action. In a season full of incredible highs and devastating lows, Al Horford has been a steadying force for the Boston Celtics with his uncanny ability to keep this young team's lofty goals and most pressing priorities in focus.
The all-star from the Dominican Republic. This guy is a big-time player, and he's been this way for quite a while. Horford drives and finishes.
Al is very locked into what's going on in the game. I mean, he's thinking about it at a high level.
Having trouble again, inbounding, fires to Horford underneath. Horford gets it to go. 1 point lead for Boston. Timeout, Philly.
Just try to focus on the next thing, the next game, the next play, and that has helped me a great deal.
Philly down 1 with possession, 5.5 to go. Horford with a steal. What a play by Horford.
The one guy you won with the game on the line is the veteran Al Horford.
For me, it was just one of those feel-good moments. You know, on the road, we got it done. I felt like as a team, we took a step forward.
Playoff Al, baby! Playoff Al!
I think it all starts with Coach Stevens and the way that he prepares us for the games.
Set it, Al, set it! Horford knocks that one down.
We go into games having a good understanding what we need to do defensively, making sure that we're on the same page.
Al Horford is so versatile and talented defensively.
A lot of the times for me, you know, I just try to lead by example.
Come on, you're good, come on. Let's go, fellas, let's go.
When I see something on the court, I'll talk to them, I'll tell them about it.
Hey, good defense, good defense.
And the way that I go about the game, how I prepare, the things that I do.
What a dominant performance here from the Boston Celtics.
Play for the team, play to win, and that's the one thing that our guys have been able to do this year.
Smart, lobbing to Horford.
What big on any team wouldn't you want to be able to shoot threes?
Horford, wide open three.
And then rebound and pass like Horford does.
And a nice pass from Horford. Al Horford was magnificent.
Now we shine the spotlight on Trevor Ariza of the Houston Rockets. Across 14 NBA seasons, this 6'8" swingman is showing no signs of slowing down.
Man, every year is you know, they all bring different challenges, and you get some sort of excitement by the new acquisitions or new movement going around the NBA. So, you know, we got a future Hall of Famer on our team, so that's definitely exciting. So what inspired me to play basketball is the fact that Penny Hardaway is so killer, one of my favorite players ever. So when I got into basketball, Penny Hardaway was my favorite player.
Oh, that's old school right there.
If I